From Hollywood, it's time now for...
Johnny Dollar.
John, this is Harry Branson of Philadelphia Mutual Liability and Casualty Company.
Well, hi, Harry. What is it this time? Fraud, murder, arson?
No, none of them.
Then what kind of a case has you in a dither this morning?
As a matter of fact, John, there is no case.
Oh, now don't tell me you're spending company money on just a social call. Why, Harry.
Of course not. John, I wish you to take a motor trip with one of our very important clients.
Well, now, that depends.
Perhaps you've heard of her, Betty Charlene Winters.
No, but she sounds interesting.
She is. She's one of the most charming people. Very wealthy, too. John, you'll love her.
Oh, tell me more.
I want you to accompany her to her summer place on Lake Wawayanda in northern New Jersey.
Sounds better all the time.
On expense account, of course, plus a fee of $1,000 for the week or any fraction thereof.
How can I lose? Harry, I'll grab the first train.
Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account. America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Philadelphia Mutual Liability and Casualty Company, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the Wayward Widow matter. Expense account item 12150, fare and incidentals, Hartford to Philadelphia. At his office on Walnut Street, Harry Branson looked as though he'd been just sitting there waiting for me ever since his phone call.
I'll get straight to the point, John.
Well, good. You don't mind if I sit down first, though, do you?
Oh, no, of course not.
Ah.
As I told you on the telephone, Mrs. Winters is one of our
Mrs.? You didn't tell me that.
Her husband died just a short time ago.
Oh. And you, the old friend of the family, have been consoling the lovely widow, eh?
John.
Yeah, when you pick 'em, you really pick 'em, Harry. Hey, do you remember that little brunette you went for in the last case I handled with you?
John, that has nothing whatsoever to do with the matter at hand.
Yeah, okay, maybe not. Oh, but you sly dog. I'm betting right now you wish you could make this trip to the lake instead of me.
Of course I do. The beautiful forests and mountains up there at this time of the year.
Oh, sure. Just for the scenery. All right, now tell me all.
Well, the Winters were very wealthy. Betty Charlene Winters still is. Thanks, among other things, to the $500,000 she received on her late husband's double indemnity policy.
$500,000? You make this sound more attractive every minute.
John,
you don't suppose the gorgeous babe helped him have an accident in order to collect that
John,
money?
you are being absurd.
Am I? Tell me this. Was he older than she?
Yes, he was.
Aha. And 2 and 2 make 4.
And you are making no sense at all.
Hey, you have got a case on her, haven't you?
Will you please stop this nonsense and listen to me? Now, as I started to say, their lovely home is out between Ardmore and Bryn Mawr.
All right, go on.
Their home, which Mr. Winters inherited from his father and his grandfather before him, is a veritable art gallery.
I see.
But she is going to dispose of most of it to the better-known museums and galleries. She plans to sell the family mansion, too, just as soon as the estate is settled.
Doesn't go for the old stuff, huh?
You're quite right. Her taste is more for the modern.
That's the way I like 'em.
I beg your pardon?
Nothing. Go on, Harry.
Yes. Some of the things, however, she is taking up to the summer home on Lake Wawayanda.
Oh, well, now, wait a minute, Harry. Am I taking Betty Charlene up there?
Mrs. Winters, John, please.
Okay, I'll stay out of your territory for the time being. But am I being hired to take her up to the lake or just some of this junk you've been talking about?
Both.
Ah.
You see, there's one thing in particular, some statue or other, that she wants help with.
Statue, huh?
So you and she and the statue will make the trip.
Now, that's the kind of chaperone I like. When do we start?
I must confess it's quite a relief to get out of that office for a while.
Oh, don't try to kid me, Harry. The only reason you wouldn't let me find my own way out to this winter babe's home.
Babe! Honestly, John, you sometimes carry this levity much too far.
By the way, how long ago did her husband die?
About, 4 months ago.
Oh, brother, you don't even wait for the ashes to get cold, do you?
John, I tell you that...
What did he die of?
Well, it was an accident.
Yeah?
In the car during a little trip that they were making south of here. He'd taken over the wheel from the chauffeur. They struck the abutment of a bridge over a tidal creek leading out to Delaware Bay.
Oh?
He was thrown out, and his body was carried into the bay. It was never recovered.
And so our tasty little dish was left with $250,000 life insurance, a huge estate...
John, I simply will not listen to any more of this sort of nonsense. Besides, this is the driveway up to the house. Lovely place, isn't it?
It was lovely. There must have been over an acre of perfectly tended lawns and gardens. And in the middle, atop a slight rise, was the main house, built of solid white stone of some sort. Old, too, but in beautiful condition. This was wealth, all right, and plenty of it. Harry's year-old car looked almost tawdry in this setting. We stopped, went up the broad front steps and across a wide porch and rang the doorbell.
Yes? Oh, Mr. Branson.
That's right.
Mrs. Winters is waiting for you in the sunroom.
Thank you. Come, John.
The butler led us through a large reception room, a huge living room. Both of them hung with beautiful prints and paintings. Through the walnut-paneled library with its high ceiling and hundreds of leather-bound books. Finally, after passing through a long corridor lined with statues and magnificent vases, we entered the spacious sunroom. There, standing in front of a chair at the window, was a chauffeur. And in the chair sat Betty Charlene Winters.
Mrs. Winters, may I present Special Investigator John Dollar.
Well, she was a cute little thing, that I will say. But instead of a young, blonde, and beautiful, well, let's face it, she was 70 if she was a day. All my dreams of a high old time during a week at a mountain lake suddenly vanished into thin air.
How nice of you to come, Mr. Dollar. Investigator, did you say, Mr. Branson?
Yes.
I see. Well, don't just stand there. Sit down and be comfortable, both of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Is something wrong, Mr. Dollar?
No, not at all.
Oh, Haskins here's my chauffeur and general handyman.
Hi, Haskins.
Mr. Dollar?
I've just asked him to get the statue ready for our little trip. Oh, you may go now, Haskins.
Oh, thank you, madame.
No, wait, please. I wonder if I might see this thing we're taking up to the lake, Mrs. Winters.
Well, of course, it's right there in the corner behind you, Mr. Dollar. The cherub.
Cherub, huh? Oh, This?
Isn't it beautiful?
Well, it was a cherub, all right, about 4 feet high, with a couple of doves fluttering around its feet. At least that's what I gathered from the garish paint on it. Believe me, it looked like something a third grader had slapped together as a joke on his modeling class. Now, I'm no artist, but so help me, I could have done better myself with a handful of mud and with my eyes closed.
An old family piece, Mr. Dollar. Antique.
I started to say what I was thinking, but then Haskins lifted the atrocity off its pedestal and left with it.
Haskins has made a special box for it. He'll place it in the car so we can leave with it tomorrow. You are ready to leave on such short notice, aren't you, Mr. Dollar?
Well, now look, Mrs. Winters,
Yes, his luggage is right outside in my car, Mrs. Winters.
Then, Eric, you may fetch it and put it in one of the guest rooms.
Very good, madam.
By the way, I hope you know how to drive a Pierce Arrow, Mr. Dollar.
Pierce?
Or did you think perhaps Haskins would drive us up to the lake?
Well, I don't know.
No. Haskins is leaving today on his vacation. And I wonder if he will come back.
Why do you say that, Mrs. Winters?
Oh, I've been having some trouble with him.
Oh? I thought you were always eminently satisfied with Haskins.
Until recently. Until the death of my husband. He's been... Well, if he doesn't come back, I shall have to replace him. But now, Mr. Branson...
Yes?
You're a bit of a rascal. You didn't tell me you were bringing a detective to go along with me.
Investigator, Mrs. Winters. Insurance investigator. Since the company wouldn't permit me to issue any special insurance on that thing...
But I'd thought you were going to bring me just some strong bodyguard.
I have known John for many years, Mrs. Winters, and I assure you...
Oh, now, don't apologize. I think this is fine. I just hadn't expected so much. Such a nice, good-looking young... But now come, Mr. Dollar, and I'll show you the rest of the house.
We spent the next hour or so on a tour of the place, and Mrs. Winters pointed out the various works of art destined for specific museums and galleries all over the country after she moved out, after the estate was settled. Then Eric caught up with us and announced that Haskins had created the statue and placed it in the car. You know, I was curious about that car, so we went out to the garage and inspected it. It was a Pierce Arrow, all right. Vintage of 1928, complete with headlights on top of the fenders and as bright and shiny as the day it was made. When I tried to start her, it purred like a contented kitten. With a bass voice, that is. Along about 5 o'clock, Mrs. Winters, with a sparkle in her eye, announced it was cocktail time. Harry, being a teetotaler, decided to leave, but not before I buttonholed him for a quick conference.
What doesn't make sense, John?
Oh, that silly statue, Harry. All the fuss over that piece of junk.
After all, John, with all the big policy she carries with us on the legitimate artwork, well, we just can't afford to displease her.
But if it had any real value...
Perhaps it does to her.
How can it? Unless she has a lot of jewelry hidden away in the base of it or something.
What, John?
Cocktails, she said, and I'm sure ready for them. Go on back to Philly, Harry, and wait for my final report. Well, I must admit that Betty Charlene Winters turned out to be a charming hostess, a very interesting conversationalist. Even long after dinner, over brandy and cigarettes, we chattered away like a couple of magpies. I didn't question her about the statue because I wanted to find out more about it on my own hook. Finally, about midnight, we decided to retire, had a nightcap, and went to our respective rooms. But instead of going to bed, I sat around and read for a few minutes, turned off the light, waited a few minutes more. Then, quietly, I slipped out of my room. That was a mistake, for as I reached the end of the long hall to the stairway, a door behind me suddenly opened. Huh? Who's there? I said, who's... Oh!
Act two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment. With the bigger, more impressive kaleidoscopic change of events on the world scene today, we sometimes forget the smaller kaleidoscope, the child's toy, with its ever-changing designs and color. The kaleidoscope is a fantastic experience for any child. That is, any child who can see. But what of those children who cannot experience the ecstatic pleasures of form and color in the ever-changing world about them? This problem has bothered many, and many such people have tried to solve it. One-time soldier in the United States Army, Robert Neiman, is one of them. Captain Kenneth Moyer, also of the Army, is another. Both men, while stationed in Japan recently, set about the task of raising funds for the purpose of providing eye examinations and operations for sightless Japanese children. In return for this gesture, Japanese eye surgeons did not charge for their services. For those children who could not be cured, Braille typewriters were purchased and donated for training purposes in the hope of giving a few more people useful lives. Both Neiman and Moyer worked independently of each other. Neither knew of the other's interest in such a gratifying project. Both have continued the work with enthusiasm. The results of their efforts, when a blind child sees again, or perhaps for the first time, that is their reward. For a child, as for an adult, new sight leads to understanding. And understanding is a building block of freedom, the right of all men, everywhere. And now, Act two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the Wayward Widow Matter.
When I came to, it was morning, and I found myself in my pajamas lying comfortably in my bed in the guest room. But there was nothing comfortable about the lump on the back of my head. Whoever had slugged me out there in the hall had meant business. I got up painfully, went down the hall, and made a quick check of the room from which the attacker had surprised me. It was just another guest room. I showered, dressed, and went downstairs, where I found Mrs. Winters at the breakfast table. She was very much distressed over what had happened and suggested we go out and look in the trunk of the car immediately.
There now. Do you see, Mr. Dollar, the box with the statue in it hasn't been touched. I don't understand it.
Where is your chauffeur, Mrs. Winters?
Why, Haskins left on his vacation last evening. I thought I told you. But surely you don't think Haskins...
Well, you said you were having trouble with him. Maybe we'd better open that box to make sure that...
But it hasn't been touched. And I'm the only one who has a key to that little lock on it.
Yeah, I see. But now it's pretty logical to assume that whoever slugged me last night was interested in... Hey, Mrs. Winters, how long has Eric, your butler, been with you?
Why, Eric, the dear boy, has been with me for nearly 30 years. But good heavens, you surely don't suspect him of anything like this. He's a very fine person, Mr. Dollar, and a perfect gentleman. Oh, certainly more of a gentleman than my late husband ever was, in spite of his money.
Oh?
I must confess that although his death was a terrible shock, life has been a great deal easier for me since he passed away.
Just how do you mean that, Mrs. Winters?
No, well, why talk about it? Something that... No, why not talk about it? I married Charles for his money, Mr. Dollar. I'd never got any further than the front line of the chorus until he came along. Would you believe that I was a chorus girl?
Well, as a matter...
And the wealth and the luxury that he could give me was very attractive, was very satisfying for a long, long time. But for the past 10 or 15 years, maybe more, he insisted that we just stay penned up in this musty old museum he called a home.
And what happened?
Well, all our friends were traveling around the world, seeing new places and new people. We just sat here looking at four walls and at each other, except for a couple of blessed months up at the lake. You'll love the place up there, Mr. Dollar. It's new and fresh and modern. I had it built over his protests. Young people came to see us, and it was such a relief from a... Oh, well, I'm sorry. This must be so boring for you to hear.
Not at all.
Now, look. Why don't we call the police in about this thing that has happened to you? Come, we'll go right back into the house and
Wait a minute. No, let's not. A bunch of policemen prowling around would scare him off, whoever he is.
But suppose you're attacked again.
Well, at least I'm ready for it now.
I just don't like your taking this chance. Of course, we could leave, go up to the lake.
Run away from him?
Well, yes.
Oh. Of course, it might prove whether he's interested in the statue. If he follows us, I mean.
Oh, dear. Why don't you let me call the police?
Only if you think they ought to be around here to protect the house while we're gone.
No, that isn't necessary. We have a very efficient burglar alarm system.
Well, it doesn't look as though it was working very well last night, does it? Unless it was someone in the house who attacked me. Who else is there besides you and Eric?
No one, except the cook.
Male or female?
Oh, no, Mr. Dollar, not Martha. Why, the poor dear is nearly as old as I am, and a real companion for me. Sounds strange, I know, but we're real nice friends.
All right, let's go back in, have our breakfast, pack our things, and go on up to the lake. Eric, who served the breakfast and whom I hadn't seen since dinner last evening, kept giving me a rather strange look. And as soon as breakfast was over, I quickly stuffed my things into my handbag and headed down to the garage. Eric was waiting for me there. He insisted that he put my things into the trunk of the car, which killed any chance I might have had to pry open the box with the statue. I started to question him about the night before, but as it turned out, my questions were quite unnecessary.
Yes, Mr. Dollar, it was I who carried you back to your room and put you to bed.
Oh?
You see, I was making a final inspection of the house, as I always do after everyone else has retired. I'm always concerned about the many valuable things we have.
I don't blame you.
Well, I was on my way up the main staircase when I heard you fall.
I was slugged.
Forgive me, sir, but when I found you there at the head of the stairs, I thought your condition was due to... you must pardon me, sir, but was due perhaps to having imbibed too much brandy after dinner?
Not a bit of it. Somebody barged out of that guest room and struck me from behind.
But I saw no sign of anyone else about.
You're sure?
Most certain, sir.
Was this fancy burglar alarm system you have turned on?
Yes, sir.
Well, then whoever did it either stayed in the house until this morning or knew the place well enough to get out without setting off the alarm.
But I don't see how that would be... Have you called the police, sir?
No, and we're not going to. Mrs. Winters and I are leaving for the lake just as quickly as possible.
But don't you think this is sufficiently serious to warrant...
Don't forget one thing, Eric. It was pretty dark in that hall. The attack might have been intended for you.
Good heavens. But why, sir?
I don't know.
Oh, dear.
Oh, there you are. Eric, you may fetch my bags from my room while Mr. Dollar and I planned the trip.
Very well, madam.
No, you don't know how glad I'll be to get there. Such a relief from this place. And all the things associated with it. I'll be so glad when Charles' estate is settled and I can sell this old house and just Martha and I can stay at the lake. Oh, I know all the paintings and things are all very fine and valuable. I'm so tired of looking at them.
Well, then why do you take this so-called, I beg your pardon, this statue up to the lake?
Well, this is different.
Oh, yeah, I'll grant you it is a bit different from the other things that... Oh, well, let's talk about it along the way. But we didn't. Simply because I didn't bring up the subject again. Why not? Because a couple of pretty wild ideas had begun to peck away at the back of my brain. Ideas just crazy enough to have some basis in fact. The 1928 Pierce Arrow ran like a dream in spite of its advanced age. And Mrs. Winters, in spite of her advanced age, kept the conversation going at a merry clip. There was a sparkling, almost buoyancy about her. And the hunch that had hit me began to grow. We crossed the Delaware River at New Hope on Route 202, and in Lambertville, we stopped at the sign of the Flying Red Horse to gas up the car. That's item 2470. While the attendant was busy with that and checking the tires and battery and so forth, I made some excuse or other and stepped around to the telephone booth at the back.
Harry Branson here.
Harry, I want you to drive out to the Winters home in Bryn Mawr again.
Oh, what for?
Just do it, right away. Then call me up at the lake.
Well, whatever you say, John, but I wish you'd tell me...
Gotta go now. Goodbye. The rest of the trip through the pretty North Jersey countryside was uneventful. And finally, north and east of the little town of Andover, we came to Lake Wawayanda. We drove along a private road to the far end of it, and there, perched on a little cliff above a deep basin, was a real smart, modern brick and glass home.
That's right. Straight up the little hill and park in front of the garage.
Little hill? I just hope we can make it.
Right here.
I hope the brakes will hold, or this thing could roll right on back into the lake.
Oh, and the lake is so deep right there. Nearly 100 feet. An old mine or something before the water came up.
Oh, this is a pretty dangerous driveway. Here now, let me help you.
Thank you. One of the first things I'm going to do is have this driveway built up and leveled off and a big stone wall built around it.
Yeah, you'd better. Careful now. This is pretty steep.
Oh, listen.
Yeah?
Telephone is ringing inside the house.
Oh, well, let me have the key and I'll go in and answer it for you.
I'll answer it. You can unpack the car while I do.
I suspected the call was from me, but didn't want to say as much. So I opened the car trunk, proceeded to take out the luggage and the big, clumsy box for the statue. The box was heavy, very heavy. And I wondered how Haskins, the chauffeur, had been able to pick up and carry the statue so easily back in Bryn Mawr. I finally got the box perched on the edge of the car trunk when Mrs. Winters called to me.
It's for you, Mr. Dollar. It's Mr. Branson.
Oh, okay, I'll take it. Leaving the box there on his precarious perch, I went on up to the house.
Right here in the front hall, Mr. Dollar.
Oh, all right, thanks.
I'll go on out to the car and get my coat and purse.
Yeah. Johnny Dollar.
John, this is awful. Terrible. As I just told Mrs. Winters, this is... Well, I couldn't believe it. How did you know?
How did I know what?
Eric, the butler.
Yeah?
Dead. He's dead. And John,
Dead from what? How did he die?
He apparently fell down the main staircase. The poor cook, Martha, is the only other person in the house. She's beside herself.
Yeah, I'll bet she is.
But whatever made you suspect something was wrong out here?
Call the police, Harry. Make sure they look for a possible blow on the head that might have been delivered before he fell.
What?
Mr. Dollar's going to fall.
So long, Harry.
Oh, dear. Oh, Mr. Dollar, oh, dear.
Fell off the back of the car, huh?
Yes, the big box. I must have bumped it when I reached into the trunk for my weekend case.
Bounced right down into the lake, huh?
Yes, my beautiful little statue is at the bottom of the lake.
Oh, well, don't worry, Mrs. Winters. We'll get it back. I'll have a diver come up here.
No. It's all right. We'll leave it there.
Huh?
No, you were right. It'd only be another memory of the musty old house in Bryn Mawr. It really has no place here where everything is so fresh and new and clean.
We'll get it back.
But it really had no actual value. You were right, Mr. Dollar. It's better to just... Yes, we'll leave it there.
Sorry, Mrs. Winters, but that's where you're wrong.
Why, Mr. Dollar?
We'll get it back, all right. And whatever's in it.
Oh, dear. I suppose I might have known.
Expense account item 3, $290 even for the diver who came over from New York and retrieved the box from the deep hole in the lake. 2 boxes, as a matter of fact. One with Haskins' body in it, and the other with the body of Charles Winters, the body that was supposed to have been washed out to sea after a car accident. The story?
Well, of course. After Haskins got rid of Charles for me, I had to do something about him. Or rather, we did. Martha, you know. Such a wonderful friend.
Was Haskins the one who slugged me?
Yes, so foolish of him, wasn't it? But he'd heard Mr. Branson say you were an investigator, and it frightened him. Worried me a little, too. Well, he might have killed you, too, if Eric hadn't stopped him. And, of course, Eric knew that Haskins had unwittingly made this second box for his own body.
So now Eric's gone. Martha, huh?
Yes, she did it. But she had to put him away.
Oh, yeah.
You see, he was the one who took care of Haskins for us. And we couldn't have him around knowing everything. Oh, dear. Martha and I had planned so many wonderful things together. But now... Oh, dear.
Expense account total, including incidentals and transportation back to Hartford, $365.50. Remarks? Well, I'd rather not say how I feel about a case like this, Harry. A whole crime wave by a couple of apparently sweet old ladies. The legal procedures, and there'll be plenty of them, are up to you and the company, as well as recovery of the insurance paid on poor old Charles Winters. Hey, next time, give me a case that doesn't turn my stomach, will you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Now, here's our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, a taste of the Old West and a taste of lead from a .38 Colt. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood. It is produced and directed by Jack Johnstone, who also wrote tonight's story. Heard in our cast were Virginia Gregg, Harry Bartell, Eric Snowden, and Frank Gerstler. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Joe Walters speaking.
This is the United States Armed Forces Radio and Television Service.
From Hollywood, it's time now for...
Johnny Dollar.
Perry Jameson, the Paramount Insurance Adjuster, Johnny.
Hi, Perry. It's been a long time. I'd begun to think you're neglecting me.
Oh, how you talk. Matter of fact, I've just been waiting for a nasty enough case to come along for you.
Yeah, you do have a habit of handing me the dirty ones. What is it this time?
4-State, out in Denver.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of them.
Well, they're a small outfit. By contract, all their claims are routed through us. Damage appraisals, payment dispersals, and so on.
So what's happened?
Well, we've had to pay a lot of claims for them recently. Too many. What's more, they've all been big ones and on fairly young policies.
Well, Perry, you know as well as I do that things will average out in the long run. Unless something's wrong.
$60,000 on one policy, $35,000 on another, $70,000, and a cool $150,000 on one just last week.
Shoot.
And the beneficiary in each case has been the same man.
Then no wonder you... Just leave the door open, Perry. I'll be right over.
Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account. America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Paramount Insurance Adjusters, Home Office, Hartford, Connecticut. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the Denver dispersal matter. Expense account item 1, $1.10 for the cab that took me over to Perry Jameson's office at Paramount. True to form, the door was wide open for me.
I kind of thought this thing might get you down here in a hurry, Johnny. Sit down.
Yeah, thanks.
And I took the liberty of calling TWA and getting you a seat on the plane to Denver.
Good idea. When?
Well, there's one leaving New York at 6 p.m.
Okay.
And I'll get you into Denver about, 10:30 Mountain Time.
Uh-huh.
Think you can make it?
Sure.
Charge your expenses to us. That's the deal we have with 4-State.
All right.
And the man to see you out there, it's almost a one-man outfit. His name is William Whitney.
Got it. Now, look, Perry, I've been thinking on the way over here.
Woo, wonders will never cease.
Thanks, pal, but how well do you know this man, Whitney?
Maybe he's in cahoots with this big beneficiary, this Don Ricardo.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
Such things have happened.
No, Johnny, you're wrong. Poor old Willie Whitney's a mild, timid milquetoast. His wife, an ex-chorus girl who probably thought he had money. Well, you can be sure she's the one who wears the pants in the family. Well, Willie would cringe at the thought of hurting a fly.
Well, it was an idea.
I don't blame you, but no, forget it.
Well, what makes you so sure something's wrong?
Well, I didn't say I was, but $215,000 to one beneficiary in a period of only 3 months. Well, I just want to be sure it's okay. And I called you in because I am willing to pay to make sure.
No, don't worry, Perry. You will. Expense account item 2, $141 even, plane fare and incidentals, Hartford to New York to Denver. Originally Indian country, the mile-high city is now a maze of oil refineries, steel companies, grain mills, chemical and manufacturing plants. A huge downtown shopping area and beautiful tree-studded residential sections. No wonder it's one of the big insurance centers. Item 3, $2 even for a cab into town where I park myself at the world-famous Brown Palace Hotel. Item 4, 10 cents phone call to an old newspaper pal from back east who is now working on the Denver Post.
Pete Packard.
Johnny Dollar, Pete Packard.
Okay, what's the story? Johnny Dollar, well, hey, how are you, Keith?
Great.
You gonna be here long? We gotta get together. Where you stay?
The Brown Palace.
Now, look, you want I should dig up a couple of dates? We'll go out on the town. Remember the last time we tied one on together?
Ooh, are you kidding? I had such a headache the next morning, it hasn't left me yet.
Well,
hey,
look,
listen.
Keith, I get away from the desk at 2 a.m.
No, you look.
Huh?
I'm out here on a job, insurance investigation. Did you ever hear of a man named Don Ricardo?
You know Don Ricardo?
No. What do you know about him?
Well, they say, now mind you, I don't know for sure, Keith, but don't forget I did a hitch on the Chicago Sun-Times a few years back.
What's that got to do with Don Ricardo?
It was back in the days of the Capone mob.
Oh.
And Don Ricardo, well, mind you, nobody was ever able to pin anything on him.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Where does he live, Pete?
20 to 30 miles east, the other side of Golden, a little place called Millville.
Uh-huh.
Now, mind you, Keith, I don't want to really say anything against him. I mean, if I don't seem to be really telling you anything about him...
Pete, I think you've told me plenty.
Well, now listen, Keith.
Thanks, and I'll be talking to you. It was was late, and I was tired, but I went downstairs to the cocktail bar, and with the help of a big fat tip for a nightcap, got some more lowdown on Don Ricardo. The bartender talked plenty. Yeah, it seems Ricardo was living the life of Riley in the little town of Millville. Lovely home, expensive cars, threw a lot of big, gaudy parties. And always for people from out of town, mostly Chicago or Miami Beach. Yeah, the bartender talked plenty. Until he spotted a lean, well-dressed, rather too well-dressed man sitting alone at one of the tables watching him. A man who'd somehow forgotten to take off the light gray hat that shaded his features and slightly narrowed eyes. The bartender clammed up. I paid for my drink, that's item 5, and was conscious of being watched closely as I casually sorted out and took the elevator up to my room. First thing in the morning, I looked up the address of 4th State. Instead of the striking new mile-high center as I'd expected, it was a dingy old office building on South Broadway. William Whitney looked a little old and dingy himself.
Johnny Dollar, the special investigator?
That's right, Mr. Whitney.
Oh, well, sit down, won't you?
All right, thanks.
Just here on a visit?
I'm here because the insurance adjusters are concerned about some recent claims they've had to pay on policies issued by you.
We've been very unfortunate lately, Mr. Dollar.
Yeah. $215,000, unfortunate. On only 4 policies.
Yes, and all paid to the same beneficiary by some odd coincidence.
You sure it was coincidence? Who were the policyholders?
By some old miners living over near Golden.
Old miners insuring for those amounts?
Yes, sir. They were all able to pay the premium.
Give me their names.
Yes, sir.
Unless I'm cockeyed, there's something wrong with this whole thing, and I intend to find out what it is.
The policies were issued in good faith, and the premiums paid. But I agree with you, sir, and I'm terribly concerned. I'm glad you're here, sir. It will not only save the company a lot of money, but it will take a great load off my mind. Here's the list.
Yeah. Do you know the beneficiary, this Don Ricardo?
Only through seeing him when I've given him the checks.
Barno, Mulligan, R. Smith, and J. Smith. Did any of these insured have families?
Well, I don't know. You see, the beneficiary in each case...
Yeah, I know. Better let me see those policies. Whitney left me alone while I plowed through his files. Satisfied, at least, that the policies themselves were okay, I finally left him, hailed a taxi, and told the driver to head for the town of Golden. As we pulled away from the curve, a small black foreign car in the next block swung around and appeared to follow us. And I wondered. But then it cut off at an intersection, and I decided I was imagining things. Until we pulled up at one of the addresses Whitney had given me in Golden, a ramshackle, unpainted old frame house on the edge of town. I told the driver to wait for me and walk up to the front door.
It looks to me like that house is empty, mister. You sure you give me the right address?
Yeah, this is the address, all right. But I guess that... Huh?
Hey, that door opened by itself?
I don't know. Hello? Hello? Anybody? No!
Mister!
Act 2 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment.
Our flag now numbers 50 stars. And behind each star there stands yet another flag representing one of the 50 states. Vermont's state flag, in its early form, imitated our national flag, uniquely bearing 17 stripes and 17 stars, with only the inscribed word Vermont to distinguish it. The good people of Vermont assumed, as did our national government, that stripes as well as stars would be added as each new state entered the Union. Vermont entered the Union after Tennessee and Ohio, and with Kentucky to join shortly, the Vermonters naturally put 17 stripes on their flag. In 1818, the United States Congress put a stop to this, and since then the stripes have always been at 13, and only stars are added for each new state. Vermont's present flag captures the famous beauty of the Green Mountain State in its coat of arms, and inscribed is the phrase, Vermont, Freedom and Unity. Vermont's state flag, the flag of the 14th state to enter the Union, was adopted on April 26, 1923.
And now, Act 2 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the Denver dispersal matter.
The old old house at the edge of Golden, Colorado looked empty, but I knocked anyway.
You sure you give me the right address, mister?
Yeah, driver, this is the address, all right. But I guess that... Huh?
Hey, that door open by itself?
I don't know. Hello? Hello? Anybody? Oh!
Mister!
Mister! Go back. Get away from this open door.
But you're hurt. Your neck, you're bleeding to death.
Stay down. Barely nicked me. I'm all right.
Holy cow. I thought you was a goner. Here, let me help you.
You'll need help if you don't stay out of his line of fire.
Well, who was it? You see anybody?
Hey, listen.
Yeah, that's a car pulling away from the back.
Get a look at it.
Well? I can't tell. That dusty side road back there. Looks like a little one, though.
Foreign car?
Too far away now. I can't tell. But it's black.
All right, come on. We're getting back into your cab.
Yeah, I'll get you to a doctor.
No, I'm okay. You know where Millville is?
Sure, a few miles east. It's an old mining...
Come on. You know where Don Ricardo lives?
For sure, You want to go there?
Does he own a small black foreign car?
Yeah, real expensive job. I've seen him in town. But, mister,
Come on, because I'll lay odds he's the one who fired those shots.
You mind if I drop you off a few blocks away from his place?
The cab driver relented, dropped me off at Ricardo's front door, then hightailed it for other parts. It was a nice home, very modern, seemingly out of place in what had once been a prosperous mining center, but was now a little more than a ghost town.
Yes?
Mr. Ricardo?
That's right. Who are you?
I think you know, but I'll tell you anyhow. I'm Johnny Dollar, insurance investigator.
Oh, come in, Mr. Dollar. We can sit in the den. Would you like a drink?
No, thanks.
What happened to your neck there? It's been bleeding.
We'll get to that later.
I've been rather expecting someone like you to call in view of my good fortune in insurance money lately. Sit down. You sure you wouldn't like a drink?
Tell me one thing.
Yes.
Who paid the premiums on those 4 policies that netted you a couple of $100,000?
Why, the policyholders, of course. At least to the best of my knowledge.
4 old broken-down miners?
They were still quite active, Mr. Dollar, hoping to find a new vein in some of the old workings in this region.
Then maybe you grub-staked them, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, I did. And they promised me a share of whatever they might find. In return, they named me in their insurance policy.
Oh, you must have given them plenty. More than a worked-out mine could ever yield.
How do you mean?
To afford the premiums on those hefty policies.
Now, look, Dollar, it was all perfectly legal on the up and up.
How old were they? Barno?
About 68, I believe.
Mulligan and Smith and the other Smith?
About the same. So what?
Oh, the company was crazy. How did they die, Ricardo?
By some strange coincidence, the poor old fellows all went the same way. Accidents there in the mine they were working.
Did the police investigate those accidents?
I imagine so. Now, look,
Ricardo, as you know very well, I was shot at a few minutes ago.
Shot at?
At a little isolated house on the edge of Golden. You were a lousy shot.
Now, look here.
Also, you should have known better than to park that little foreign job of yours in the driveway, at least without washing it down.
What are you talking about?
That kind of purplish dust it's covered with.
Dust?
Yeah, I'm talking about the side road back of that house where you tried to plug me. Well?
Okay, Dollar. Maybe you're right about the whole thing. So what if I did try to knock you off?
Oh, you admit it, huh?
Yeah, why not? But since I didn't kill you then...
Oh, no, you're not.
All right. Put him up. Face the wall, Ricardo.
Hands off of me. Come on, get your hands
Officer,
off.
I've never seen a prettier uniform in my life.
What is this?
We've been waiting a long time to nail you, Ricardo. Get him out of here, boys.
All right, take it easy.
Pete!
So help me, Keith, I knew if anybody would bring Ricardo out in the open, you would.
You mean to say that...
Yeah, I figured I'd better bring these state police out here.
Oh, Pete, you're a doll.
Now let you and me go out and tear the town apart, huh?
Later. After I finish this job.
Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment.
Over 150 years ago, the Swiss poet Henri Amiel wrote, "Heroism is the brilliant triumph of the soul over fear. Heroism is the dazzling and glorious concentration of courage." During the Korean campaign, Corporal Ronald Rosser was attached to the heavy mortar company of the 38th Infantry, 2nd Division, United States Army. Rosser, a veteran of World War II, rejoined the Army and shipped to Korea when he heard that his brother had fallen in the winter assault of the Chinese Communists. One day, Rosser's company moved into enemy territory. At the time, the corporal was a forward observer and carried a radio. Suddenly, in the midst of an enemy attack, Rosser handed his radio to a buddy, slipped the safety off his carbine, and filled his shirt with hand grenades. He charged at the enemy through fierce mortar and artillery fire, shooting from the hip. Straddling a bunker, he riddled its occupants. Still advancing, he accounted for 2 more of the enemy, shooting one through the head and clubbing another to death. Continuing his one-man charge, he jumped into a trench full of enemy soldiers, opened fire, and forced his way relentlessly down the length of the trench, killing right and left with grenades and carbine fire. Out of ammunition, he returned to his company, where he replenished his supply. Then he charged the enemy again and again. Finally, he returned to his own area, and taking the radio back from his friend, he moved out with his company. Corporal Ronald Rosser was awarded the Medal of Honor for his action. Action which had shown the enemy that his personal code of conduct wouldn't let them push around either his kid brother or his country.
And now, Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the Denver dispersal matter.
It took hours, even with Pete Packard's help, and he finally had to go back to his job at the Denver Post. But there in Don Ricardo's house, carefully hidden away under a drawer lining and a sideboard, I found what I was looking for, a handful of canceled checks. It was well after dark when I appropriated one of Ricardo's fancy cars and drove back to Denver, to a little house in the south end of town, not far from the office of Fourth State Insurance Company. As I pulled to a stop, a big fancy truck nearly sideswiped me. Good. It covered the sound of my stopping there. As unobtrusively as possible, I walked up to the front door of the place. Even above the sound of passing traffic, I could hear voices, loud ones, coming from somewhere in the rear of the building. Cautiously, I edged my way around the side to where I could see the lighted window of a bedroom.
All right, I heard you. Only why don't you tell me why?
Stop asking questions. Get the things back. Make sure it's only enough to put in the car. We're traveling light and fast.
All right, Willie. All right already. Boy, you're bossier than Don ever was when you want to be.
Forget Don Ricardo and collect your stuff. If it wasn't for me, you'd still be working in one of his nightclubs in Chicago.
Lucky you never talked this way down to that insurance office of yours.
Stop that.
I thought we was going to stay in Denver until you made a lot of dough at the insurance racket, huh?
I left this happy domestic scene to walk slowly back to the front door. Yep. My original hunch at the office in Hartford had been right.
What's that?
Somebody at the front door.
Well, why don't you go answer it? Huh? Willie?
Oh, Mr. Dollar.
That's right.
Oh, my, I'm glad you're here, sir.
Well, you look upset, Mr. Whitney.
I am, sir. I am terribly upset.
Handbags, they're in the hall?
Yes.
Going somewhere?
It's that Don Ricardo.
Oh? I thought you didn't really know him.
I didn't. Oh, if only I'd done it before. I'd never have issued those policies naming him as beneficiary.
Done what, Mr. Whitney?
Investigated that Ricardo. But I did, after you left me this morning. He's a gangster. An ex-gangster, Mr. Dollar.
No.
Yes. I suddenly realized that in your investigation, you'd investigate him, and he'd think I'd had you investigate him. He'd think I was trying to make trouble for him. It frightened me terribly.
And that's why you decided to leave town, huh?
Yes, of course, until this whole thing blows over. He's a dangerous man. He'd stop at nothing. He might even try to kill me. I must leave here immediately.
Oh, I wouldn't be too sure of that. Where did you plan to go?
Far away, anywhere where he couldn't find me.
And where maybe I couldn't find you.
Of course. What? Why did you say that?
Well, I was just thinking. This morning when I was going through the files at your office, you left me alone for a while.
Yes, I recall that I did.
Why? To make a phone call, maybe? To Don Ricardo?
What?
Is that why he just happened to be waiting in his little foreign car a block or so up the street about the time I left your office in a cab?
Oh, Mr. Dollar.
Pretty good theory, isn't it? Especially when I have these little scraps of paper to back it up.
What are those?
Some of Don Ricardo's canceled checks. Made out to you. 20% of the take on those big, fat insurance payments.
Where did you get those?
Funny, too. They're all dated one day after you paid off on each of those big claims.
Give me
Oh,
those.
you don't. We're going to need these.
No, I'll kill you.
Mr. Milktoast, huh?
You dirty. I'll kill you.
Okay, baby.
All right. All right.
Okay, Willie, get up on your feet.
Yes, sir. Anything you say, Mr. Dollar. But please, you must believe me.
Oh,
I'm
cut
an
it.
innocent
That
man.
timid soul Poles of yours may have sold insurance to a handful of suckers, wouldn't he? But it hasn't sold me a thing. Oh, I suppose you find them in every trade. That still doesn't justify their even being alive, though. Fortunately, in the insurance business, they never get away with it for long. Even a team like Whitney and Ricardo. I wonder if they're sharing the same cell. Expense account, item 6, $10 to the doctor who sewed up my neck. Item 7, $84 for a night on the town with Pete Packard. Strangely enough, I still have a bit of a headache from it. Expense account total, including a little gift to that taxi driver, incidentals and transportation back to Hartford, $391.80. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Our star will return in just a moment. Our flag now numbers 50 stars, and behind each star there stands yet another flag representing one of the 50 states. Idaho's state flag depicts the prime industrial pursuit of its citizens, mining. Balanced against this image is a female figure combining the virtues of the goddess of liberty, for she carries the spear and cap of liberty, and the goddess of justice, represented by the scales in her hand. A bright shining star in the heavens is an indication that Idaho has joined the nation. Overall is the motto, Esto Perpetua, may she endure forever. Idaho's state flag, the flag of the 43rd state to enter the Union, was adopted on March 12, 1907.
Now, here is our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, a killer's list. That's right, a list of victims. And guess who's on it? Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood and is produced and directed by Jack Johnstone, who also wrote today's story. Heard in our cast were Virginia Gregg, Forrest Lewis, Barney Phillips, Edgar Beria, Frank Gerstle, and Peter Leeds. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Dan Cubberly speaking.
This is the United States Armed Forces Radio and Television Service.
From Hollywood, it's time now for Edmund O'Brien as
Johnny Dollar.
The insurance investigator that's working on the Byron Hayes killing?
That's right. Who's this?
I got a few things to say about the shooting. I can't say them to the police, but if you level with me, maybe I can say them to you.
All right. But I've got to be sure of you, too. Who are you, and how'd you find out about me?
One of the papers mentioned that you'd come to New York. I guess you've read about me, too. I'm what they call the chief suspect, object of a widespread search.
Roy Corona?
That's right. Now, do you want to talk to me?
Sure, Roy. Anytime you say.
I thought so. I'm going to give the phone to a friend that's with me. He'll tell you where to go and what to do so he can pick you up.
Edmund O'Brien in another adventure of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Home Office, Corinthian All Risk Insurance Company. The following is an accounting of expenditures during my investigation of the Byron Hayes matter. Expense account item 1, $12, transportation from Hartford to New York. There wasn't much to be done that first day. The police had their theory on who had killed Hayes, and I hadn't had time to form mine. And then that evening, I received a phone call from a man who called himself Roy Corona, the basis of the police theory. 20 minutes later, according to instructions, I was standing on a 7th Avenue street corner holding a copy of Life magazine in front of my face so I'd be recognized.
Hey, you.
Yeah?
What's your name?
I'm your man, all right, Dollar.
Come on. How are you, Dollar?
All right.
You didn't do anything I told you not to on the phone, did you?
I told you I wouldn't do anything, didn't I?
A lot of people make a lot of promises they don't keep.
Maybe so.
Well, I guess all I can do is either trust you or drive fast enough and far enough to shake a tail if I don't trust you.
Or you can drop me if you don't want to go through with this. I didn't ask to come, you know.
That's right. And I don't think you should have been asked. But it's Roy's neck, not mine. I'll just pretend there's a tail on me so I won't get out of practice. Next to the poultry store there.
Thanks for the ride.
It's on the ground floor, second door back. Tell Roy I'll sit out here for a minute and then park the car.
Sure.
Tell him I'll be in a little while.
Yeah. Roy?
Yeah. My friend stay outside?
Yeah, he said he was going to park the car.
I'm not so sure I did the right thing calling you, but I guess they couldn't make things worse by doing it.
I guess not, Roy. They want you real bad.
Sure they do, because I'm a natural. Once you've been in prison, you're a natural for anything.
There's more to it than that, isn't there?
According to the papers, yeah, but not really. I didn't kill this Hayes guy. I didn't even know him.
The police don't seem to think that's important. They figure that a guy who spends 2 years in a prison comes out to find his girl mixed up with a lot of men. It's going to get knocked off balance.
Yeah, I guess that part of it's true. It did hit me pretty hard, but not hard enough to make me kill anybody.
They think it did. Hayes was one of the men you lost your girl to, so they figure you wouldn't have to know him to kill him. That you were waiting outside her apartment when Hayes came out, you blasted him.
Sure, they got it all worked out. The only thing wrong with it is that it ain't true. They don't care about that, but I do.
If you can prove they're wrong, you got nothing to worry about, have you?
My proof that I was someplace else is a couple of ex-convicts like myself. Statements from guys like that are broken down before they even make them. Isn't that right?
I guess there could be better alibis. Why did you bring me here, Roy? Try out your alibi on me or to tell me who killed Byron Hayes?
I don't know who killed him. But it would help if you believed that the proof I was someplace else would stand up.
If you have something else to back it up, let's assume that I do believe it.
It's something the police won't find out. Rita was blackmailing Hayes.
How do you know that?
I heard him. Right after I came out, when I was having a bad time over Rita. I was in the hallway one night, and I saw him go into her apartment. I listened at the door, and I heard him talking about it.
That would make it pretty careless, wouldn't it?
Oh, it was him that was talking so I could hear. He told her he couldn't afford to pay her anymore, but it had to stop.
It wouldn't do you any good to make this up, Roy.
I know that. And if she was taking him, she must be taking the others. A cop wouldn't get the truth out of anybody, but you might be able to check it if they'll trust you.
All right. I'll look into it.
What about the police? You gonna tell them?
That I got it from you?
Yeah.
They'd either toss me into a cell or laugh me out of town if I did. Unless you'd like to stick around and back me up.
No, I don't think I will. I gave it to you, and by the time my friend gets you back to your hotel, I'll be out of here and hold up someplace else.
Sure, Roy. I thought you would. The only reason this tip from the number one suspect meant anything to me was that to date, no progress at all had been made. Rita Cobb, outside whose door Hayes had been killed, said she'd known him only casually, that he'd just dropped in. Nobody else could be found who knew about the association, and even the widow, Agnes Hayes, said she had never heard of Rita Cobb. After I was dropped at the hotel, I decided to try out the new lead on the widow first.
I've told the police everything I know, Mr. Dollar.
I'm afraid it wasn't very much, Mrs. Hayes, and I wondered if there might not be something you didn't tell them because you didn't want to.
What do you mean?
I'm not a policeman. There are no reporters around. Everything you say to me will be kept in confidence. Mrs. Hayes, didn't you really know that your husband was seeing Rita Cobb?
If I'd thought he was, do you think I wouldn't have done something about it?
You didn't suspect anything?
No. Even now, I don't think he was seeing her, as you put it.
Do you know why he would have dropped in to see her, as she said he did?
No. I knew nothing about it. Oh, please, Mr. Dollar, you must understand that this has been very difficult for me.
Yes, of course it has.
As far as I'm concerned, my husband always was a man above question. His friends, his business associates, everybody looked up to him. I looked up to him. And now you and the others asked me to believe that he knew this woman.
She said as much.
No, she was lying. There must be something else she's hiding. She's saying she knew Byron to hide something else. She didn't know him. She's lying.
We'll learn the truth, Mrs. Hayes. Someone told me that Rita Cobb was blackmailing your husband.
That's not true.
That he was heard saying he couldn't pay her anymore.
That's not true. Why should he pay her anything? He didn't know her.
All right, Mrs. Hayes. I only wanted to tell you what somebody said.
It's not true.
All right, Mrs. Hayes. I thought a little more of Roy Corona's lead after I got the widow's reaction. Nobody can deny so vehemently and not be doubted. I wondered how the beautiful blonde in the case would take the bait. Hello, Miss Cobb.
Hello.
I'd like to talk to you.
Why? I told you and the police everything I know.
That's what Mrs. Hayes told me just a little while ago. I think I'd better come in.
No. You have no right to do this.
I suppose not, but you have no right to hold back information from the police either.
I haven't held anything back.
I want to be sure of that. So far, the police and I have been working completely blind. Nobody has known anything. Hayes is shot to death right outside your apartment, and nobody has the faintest idea why.
Do you think I'm enjoying it? Do you think I like seeing my face plastered all over the papers, labeled the mystery woman? Don't you think I'd like to see this cleared up?
Would you like to see it come out that Hayes was more than a casual acquaintance of yours?
I met him once or twice, that's all. Why did you say that?
How many other casual acquaintances do you have?
I don't understand.
What about a man named Donald Smith?
How did you find out about him?
That's not the point.
I refuse to have the names of my friends dragged into this. It wouldn't do any good. Wouldn't do anything but hurt them.
Arnold Smith is about the same kind of man Hayes was. Married, past middle age, good-sized bank account.
Don't drag him into this. Please.
How about your friend Earl Fisher? Married, past middle age, good-sized bank account.
What did you learn about him?
I've learned about 2 or 3 more of you men.
The police know?
Not yet.
You're going to tell them?
I may have to.
I wish you wouldn't. I didn't mention them because I didn't think there was any reason to. None of them had anything to do with Byron.
How did you know that?
Why, because none of them knew about him.
Because he was such a casual friend?
No. I lied about that. But not to hide anything from the police.
And why?
I don't know. I was afraid to tell about him.
I can see why. There are a lot of things that aren't being told about this. But it'll come out if everybody in town has to be dragged into it. Now think that over, Rita, in case you feel like coming clean. She didn't feel like saying any more to me anyway. It was about 10 p.m. when I left her. And my first stop was a phone booth a half block away from her apartment building. I dialed a number and got what I'd expected, a busy signal. It was nothing definite, but I would have staked my expense account total on the hunch that she was warning somebody. To bear me out, the phone was ringing in my hotel room when I got there. Johnny Dollar.
This is Earl Fisher, Mr. Dollar.
Earl Fisher?
Yes. You mentioned my name to Rita Cobb a short time ago.
Yeah?
I had a feeling I should have talked to someone before this.
That's right, you should have.
I hope you can understand, however, my feelings. I naturally didn't want my name to enter this public.
Naturally.
I have a great deal to consider. A family, reputation.
Yes, I understand, Mr. Fisher.
But I feel that I have to talk to you.
Did you tell Rita Cobb that you were going to?
Hardly. Since she threatened me with dire consequences if I did.
All right, Mr. Fisher. Where can we get together?
I'd have to know that I could count on your confidence, at least temporarily.
I think you can count on that.
Could you meet me this evening?
Where?
Do you know Ricky's Club on Lexington near 80th?
I can find it.
Then shall I see you there in 30 minutes? The bartender will point me out to you.
I'll be there, Mr. Fisher. Thanks for calling. That was the first real result of the lead given to me by Roy Corona. The second was quick to follow. I would have made another bet that a warning by Rita Cobb had decided somebody else to correct the situation in another way. It happened when I left the lobby and called for a cab. Hey! Shots came from a car, double parked. First, I saw the pistol come out of the window. Then I dropped, and from a prone position, I heard the rest. And I remember lying there. I didn't wonder so much about who was shooting at me then. I wondered how many people in the city of Greater New York wanted to see me and my information out of the way.
We will return you to the second act of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in just a moment. For another great crime-hunting drama, spend a half hour with CBS's Gangbusters every Saturday evening. On Gangbusters, sheriffs, police chiefs, and district attorneys from American cities and towns tell the story of their manhunts. Fine casts of top actors join them to reenact these real dramas of crime-busting in action. Gangbusters is heard every Saturday evening on most of these same CBS stations. Be listening this Saturday, won't you? And now, with our star Edmund O'Brien, we return you to the second act of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
I didn't want to talk to the police right then, but I didn't have a chance not to. A patrolman was on the scene almost before I could get up off the sidewalk. And 25 minutes later, I was in my room with the sergeant of detectives I'd met earlier in the case.
What's going on, Dollar? Who's out after you?
I think I was mistaken for somebody else.
Now, you know better than that. I've got witnesses that for 10 minutes a car was double parked in front of this hotel. And that time, 4 or 5 men came out of that lobby. But the minute you step out, they open fire. Now, that doesn't sound like a mistake, does it?
It still could be.
Are you holding out anything, Dollar?
I don't know who shot at me, if that's what you mean.
That's only part of what I mean. I don't want anybody killed working on one of my cases. Now, what have you dug up? If you don't give it to me, I'm going to put you under wraps for your own good.
Okay, Mayor.
Oh, then you do have something.
Well, I didn't think much of it at first. It was a lead on Rita Cobb.
What kind of a lead?
On what might really have gone on between her and Hayes.
Where'd it come from?
I took it to the widow first. She still denied knowing her husband was acquainted with the Cobb woman, but she may have realized that by admitting it, she'd be giving herself a motive.
That's not new.
No, but the possibility of blackmail is. And she could have known about that, too.
Blackmail? Where'd that come from?
I can't tell you, but I think it's worth something. I have a list of names. Men who might be on the same spot that Hayes was.
Got it written down?
Yeah, right here.
Where'd you get this, Dollar? Names, addresses, and occupations.
Sorry, I can't tell you that.
You're going to refuse to answer police questions?
Just that one. I'm not trying to hog your case, Sergeant Middleton. I'm trying to be hard to get along with. But you've got to understand. You must have given your word to an informer somewhere along the line.
All right, we'll let it pass for now.
Thanks. And I guess you understand, too, that you're probably holding the names of some potential suicides if you break this publicly right now.
What about a potential killer? Do these men know you're onto them?
I'm I'm not sure how many. I tossed a couple of names at Rita, generalized the rest. Then one of them phoned me. When I was leaving the hotel, I was on my way to meet him.
He probably baited you out onto the sidewalk.
It could be. I couldn't tell where he was phoning from. Maybe right downstairs.
Which one was he?
This one, Earl Fisher. Married, family. Fairly big gun on the stock exchange.
Motive enough to make a try on you?
No proof that he fired the shots, but I'd pick up Rita Cobb as a material witness or something. Somebody might think of putting her out of the way if they haven't already.
No, not if they know you have their names.
Well, I guess you're right.
But I'll pick her up anyway.
Let me get on the phone. Just try a check on Earl Fisher. I called the bar where Fisher said he'd meet me. The answer I got didn't do much to alibi him for the attempt on my life. The bartender told me that Fisher not only hadn't been there that night, but that he, the bartender, had never heard of him. While Sergeant Middleton went out to pick up Rita Cobb, I hopped a cab, went back to the Hayes address to try the widow again.
Is it absolutely necessary, Mr. Dollar? I'm so distraught.
I'm afraid it is necessary, Mrs. Hayes. A number of things have happened since I left you.
Very well. I hope you won't stay long.
I'll try not to.
Would you like to sit down?
Yes, I think we'd better.
All right. Come in here. I hope you'll forgive the appearance of the apartment. I haven't had the servant in.
Might have been better if you had, rather than staying here alone.
I couldn't. I couldn't face her. I don't know how I'll be able to face anybody ever. We've been not what you'd call prominent people, but certainly quite acceptable. And then to have Byron killed in that sordid place under these circumstances.
What circumstances, Mrs. Hayes?
That girl. No one will ever really believe that Byron didn't know her, no matter what the truth is.
I think you know what the truth is, but you've had reason to deny it. Now, what reason? What are you trying to save?
Save? What is there to save now?
I can't think of anything except what's left of your pride, Mrs. Hayes, if you'll excuse my saying so.
You're a cruel young man.
I don't like to be, but sometimes it's worse to be too kind. You've taken advantage of the police and me by holding back the truth for purely selfish reasons.
Mr. Dollar.
You're less interested in seeing your husband's death cleared up than you are in what your neighbors will think of you when the truth does come out. And it has come out.
Mr. Dollar.
And you're in danger of having to answer impeding the investigation of the death of your own husband. Now, what will your neighbors think of that?
Mr. Dollar, what are you saying? What do you mean?
Rita Cobb admitted to me that your husband was more than a casual friend.
She's lying.
Another acceptable husband admitted to me that she was blackmailing him. There are others. So it's only logical to assume that she was blackmailing your husband.
That's not true.
How do you know?
It can't be true.
The state will spend a year looking into Mr. Hayes' money transactions if they have to. And there's something else. I'm convinced that you knew about it. I was convinced by the way you reacted when I told you earlier tonight.
I'm so confused.
When I told the police how you acted, their first thought was that possibly you'd killed your husband. Your motive would be that you knew about Rita Cobb, so naturally you wouldn't want to admit it.
Oh, don't think that. They can't, my own husband, no matter what he did.
Police minds go that way when people don't cooperate with them.
I was wrong. I thought it didn't make any difference. I thought nothing did but Byron's death.
You knew about Miss Cobb, didn't you?
Miss Cobb. Yes, I knew about
Why
her.
didn't you tell us?
Don't know.
And you knew about the blackmail.
Yes. Oh, I know why I didn't tell you. I've been trying to spare myself, as you said, but for far worse reasons. I'm responsible for Byron's death.
How, Mrs. Hayes?
Because I was a righteous wife. It wasn't enough that I found out about her and her blackmail, but I wasn't big enough to forgive him or even think calmly. If I had been, it would have ended. Then there would have been no reason to consent to blackmail.
You learned just recently, then?
Yes. I made him go to this woman. I made him go and tell her that he was through and that he was going to report her to the police. That's why he was killed. I sent him. And I was afraid to admit my responsibility.
He was killed night before last. You must have learned that day.
A man came here. He said Byron knew that woman. I didn't believe him. But when I faced Byron, then I knew.
This man, did he give you his name?
No.
What did he look like? Was he dark? Not quite as tall as I am?
Yes. Oh, please go. I've told you. I've told you. Now I want you to go.
I left and took with me one more piece of the puzzle that looked like it was ready to fall into place. The man I described to her was my original informant, Roy Corona.
Now, this is serious, Dollar. You shouldn't have met with Roy Corona without telling us about it.
I don't think your best squad car could have tailed the guy that drove me, Sergeant. After I met him, he moved someplace else, so it probably doesn't make any difference.
Then what do you think his game is?
The way I see it, he was in love with Rita Cobb. 2 years in prison, he comes out and finds her involved with these men. He did enough listening at doors to satisfy himself that she was blackmailing Hayes as far as I can go. He's hoping to frame her for it or whether talking.
Well, you shouldn't have met him when doors coming up. There.
What did you bring me down here for?
You're a witness, but looks like you're...
What's downstairs?
Some fast explaining, Rita. And Hayes.
I told you.
For blackmailing Hayes.
I found that out.
It wasn't blackmail. I borrowed some money from Byron once in a while.
That isn't what Roy Corona told Mrs. Hayes.
Oh? I should have known. Well, I don't care what he told her.
Go through just what happened the other night again.
It's the same as before. Byron left, I heard some shots and ran out. Byron was lying there.
You ran right out and didn't see anybody.
That's right.
You're sure you didn't see anybody?
If I had, don't you think I'd say so?
You didn't see Roy Corona?
I wish I had. But I don't care what you've got on me. I'm not changing my story. I heard the shots, ran out, and Byron was lying there.
Have you seen a lawyer?
Is there a law against that?
Are you sure you didn't run out first, then hear the shots, and then see him lying there?
Are you asking me if I killed him?
If you didn't, who did?
I heard the shots, ran out, and he was lying there.
We've figured out a motive for you now. Byron's wife got after him, made him come down and tell you he was going to turn you in. Didn't he say that?
Turn me in? For what? Byron and I were good friends. He dropped in. So you prove that's what he said.
We've got pretty good proof that you were blackmailing 5 men at least.
Oh, I don't think you'll find anybody who'll say that's what it was.
Yeah. You had enough, Dollar?
I've had enough.
I'm going to see her charged with murder tomorrow.
You've certainly got enough. That's the way things stood that night, and until my hotel room phone rang in the morning. Johnny Dollar.
Dollar, this is Roy Corona.
Yeah, what do you want?
I read in the morning paper they're charging Rita with murder.
That's right.
She didn't do it. I did.
What are you talking about? What's the matter with you?
Nothing's the matter with me. Only she didn't kill him, I did. I shouldn't have, but when I found out she was seeing him and she wouldn't see me, I went crazy. I saw him come out of her apartment and I killed him. I want you to come and get me.
Nobody has to come and get you, Roy. Nobody's interested in you. If you want to make a statement, look up Sergeant Middleton and make one.
I can't do it that way. Look, I'm where you first met me. Bring the sergeant and come out after me. And do it fast before I change my mind.
Hello? Hello? After working half the night, it bothered Sergeant Middleton even more than it did me. But it was something that we thought we should look into. About 45 minutes later, we were knocking on the door of the dingy room next to the poultry shop.
Who's that? Dollar?
That's right, Roy.
Well, you came too late. I told you I might change my mind. Well, I have.
Oh, come on, Roy. Don't be ridiculous.
No, I killed him. And if there's no chance of working out a life with Rita, you might just...
Look, Roy, everything is just...
Okay, Dollar, let him have it.
boy Corona made a good try. As well he might have, since he went to Mrs. Hayes and started the whole thing. But his shots went wild, and the sergeants and mine did too. When we dragged him out, he was still telling the same story. He didn't stop trying to save her until he heard about the confession made by Rita Cobb after I'd left her, about her motive and about the murder gun that turned up in her apartment. Find enclosed his reaction to that.
I'm sorry. I started it. I wanted to get her away from these men. I thought I could scare her away from the things she was doing. That's why I went to Hayes' wife. I never thought it'd lead to this. And I'd take the rap for Rita if I could. I wanted to get her to come back to me. Now look.
Expense account item 2, $140 miscellaneous expenses in New York. Item 3, same as item 1, transportation back to Hartford. Expense account total, $180.80. Remarks? Earl Fisher, the man suspected of shooting at me, was brought in for questioning. Because there was no proof, he survived that. But I felt sorry for him. I saw his wife, and what lay ahead for him at her hands was obvious. He was a condemned man. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, stars Edmund O'Brien in the title role and is written by Gil Dowd with music by Wilbur Hatch. Edmund O'Brien's latest picture is the Paramount Pictures production, The Redhead and the Cowboy. Featured in tonight's cast were Jim Nusser, Lee Patrick, Gene Bates, Ed Begley, and Jack Moyles. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, is produced and directed by Jaime Del Valle. This is Dick Cutting inviting you to join us next week at this time when Edmund O'Brien returns as...
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
It's faster, it's funnier, it's got new life and a brand new punch because Jan Murray is taken over. It's CBS's Saturday night musical quiz, Sing It Again, an hour of mirth, melody, and money that's heard on most of these same CBS stations. Yes, Jan Murray is your new host. Alan Dale, Judy Lynn, the Riddlers, and Ray Block are your music makers. And there are still loads and loads of cash for identifying the new Phantom voice. Be sure to hear the new Sing It Again, starring Jan Murray, tonight on CBS. Stay tuned now for Von Monroe's Caravan, which follows immediately on most of these same stations. This is CBS, where you laugh at Jack Benny every Sunday night, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
For your enjoyment, Wrigley Spearmint Chewing Gum presents from Hollywood Edmund O'Brien as
Johnny Dollar.
Good evening. Snell, the secretary.
Oh, sure. Hi.
I was unable to reach Mr. Snell before he left for the West Coast, but he asked me to outline the case to you and hoped you'd follow him out there. It's quite serious.
Oh? What is it?
Our company has been carrying the policies on a line of pleasure boats for a West Coast sales agency, the Aerocraft Cruisers. Within the past 2 weeks, 3 of them have sunk, with no survivors.
Bad risks.
Yes. There's a liability clause. Next of kin in each case is bringing suit for nearly $1 million.
Edmund O'Brien in another adventure of the man with the action-packed expense account. America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
To make every day more enjoyable, treat yourself often to refreshing, delicious Wrigley Spearmint Chewing Gum. Here's a taste treat you can enjoy indoors, outdoors, at work, or at play. The cool, long-lasting mint flavor refreshes you. The smooth, steady chewing helps keep you fresh and alert. Adds enjoyment to whatever you're doing. Wrigley Spearmint Chewing Gum. Healthful, refreshing, delicious.
Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Home Office, Grand East Life and Liability Insurance Company, Hartford, Connecticut. The following is an accounting of my expenditures during assignment to Millard Snell of your legal department on the investigation of the Arrowcraft matter. Expense account item 1, $275 air travel Hartford to Los Angeles and rented car travel from Los Angeles to Newport Beach and the heart of the trouble. Snell? Millard Snell?
Who is it?
It's Dollar.
Dollar? Hurry up. Get aboard.
Now watch it. She's wet tonight. Hey, give me your arm. Come on. Thanks.
Didn't think you were going to make it.
You talked to your secretary?
Yes, but that was yesterday from Chicago.
Well, I didn't know where you were until I called her from the Los Angeles airport a couple of hours ago. Then when I got here, your hotel told me you just left to charter a boat. What's up?
Myers, how long will it be?
Robert should be here any minute, Mr. Snell. Couldn't leave without him.
All right, if you can hurry him up anyway, do it. Come on in the cabin, Dollar. Out of this foul night air. This fog. I thought it was bad sometimes in Hartford. Another cruise has been reported, Dollar.
An Arrowcraft?
Yes. Reported by a private plane between here and Catalina Island. That's 30 miles offshore.
The Coast Guard been notified?
Yes, but candidly, I hope we see it before they do. Find out what we insured. If we can find it in this fog.
Find it? You mean this one is still afloat?
Before dark, yes, barely afloat.
Robert, hurry, get aboard.
Ah, there he is, the navigator we've been waiting for. I hope he's sober.
Tell me, what have you learned so far? What makes them sink?
I don't know. The sales agent, Fred Crocker, you'll meet him, swears by Arrowcraft. Says they're one of the best hulls afloat.
Ah, but the fact remains they've been sinking.
Uh-huh, and a tragic fact, too. The loss of life so far has been horrible. 3 28-foot boats, 11 fatalities. No trace of the cruisers, even. But a life ring or two.
Must have been deep water, then. What about bodies?
7 have been recovered and 4 still missing. Ah, we're getting started.
It was 10 p.m. when we left the quiet resort village, and it was dawn when we saw in the fog what we had been unable to find during a whole night of searching. The Arrowcraft, without sign of life, was almost entirely awash, bow down in the channel swell.
That's close enough, Myers.
Right.
We don't want to nudge her. She's liable to roll over. Well, here we are, but there's nothing we can do about her.
How she stays up is beyond me.
Any chance of towing it in?
Not in that shape. Give her any weight, she'll just take more water and go down. Can you put me aboard? If you want to go, I can put you there, but I don't know what your weight is going to do. She's ready to roll. What do you think, Roberts?
Well, we'll put him over the stern. That shouldn't upset her. We'd better get some of those clothes off, Dollar, while we swing her around.
All right.
You think it's worth it? You're going aboard?
Worth it? I'm not going for a night like that without having a look at it.
Gives me the creeps. The thing awash like that. Looks dead.
Yeah, too dead. Why isn't there anyone aboard? Why isn't somebody hanging onto the side? Okay, Dollar, we'll move into it now. I'm ready. Now get back there on the transom. That's it. Right there. I'll swing you right into it. Right. There you are. Go ahead. Okay. Hey, get off the gunwale. And stay amidships. Don't get to either side. She'll roll. I'm all right.
Anything there?
Yeah. Yeah, there's something here. There's a girl in the cabin.
Her body floated face down in the flooded cabin, held in there by the narrowness of the passageway. After an unpleasant and ticklish 15 minutes, she was lifted aboard the other boat by 3 suddenly silent men. There was little else I could do on the derelict but memorize the name and address on the certificate of ownership. So I left it and followed the girl.
Yeah, I didn't bargain for this dollar. It doesn't bother me to read about 11 of them, but this girl, why, she can't be over 18.
Yeah, I noticed. You know, if it was a guy, it wouldn't hit so hard. But a kid like this, beautiful.
Myers.
Yes, sir?
Have you radioed in about this?
I waited to find out whether you want to stand by the boat or not.
No. We'll start right back. Get word to the police. Ask them to meet us. I think it's a case for them. The boat's registered to a Chester McNeil, Newport Beach address.
McNeil, Newport Beach address.
McNeil, yes, all right. You want to get us started, Roberts?
Right.
What'd you find, Dollar?
Come here, look at this. See? Behind her ear. You see the bruise?
Yeah.
I noticed it when I was getting her out of the cabin.
She'd been slugged?
She could have been. There's long black hair. You see here? The water's ruined most of it, but there's still part of a braid. It could have been a hard blow, one that might have killed a man, but her braid might have softened it. I'm looking for an answer to why she was on that boat, alone and dead. It was an answer I never did actually find and prove, because in the final analysis, the death of this beautiful, dark-haired girl was no more important than any of the rest of them. She was taken to the county morgue, and after making my formal statement to the police and giving them my informal theories, I followed her there.
Now, I take it that the deceased is not a personal friend of yours.
That's right, Dr. Sane. I'm an insurance investigator. I'm in Southern California because a number of people have died in the sinkings of some insured pleasure boats.
Oh, yes, the aerocraft?
Yes. And the death of this girl has become important to me. What's her name?
Caruso, Antonia Caruso. She was identified by her mother.
Antonia. Are you planning an autopsy?
Why do you ask?
I wonder if you noticed a bruise behind her right ear.
Yes, I reported it. You're an observant fellow.
Dr. Sane, you must have examined some of the other bodies from these sinkings. Were there any indications of violence on them?
If there were, I was unable to discover them. The period of immersion in other cases, you must understand, was much longer than in the Caruso case. Water makes it difficult. Why do you ask?
Well, the rest of the sinkings, the boats themselves have been blamed. But after today, it seems to me there's a possibility that something else has caused them, at least this one.
The contusions?
Yes. There were 2 other people on that boat, the owner, Chester McNeil, and his father. But the girl's body was the only one aboard. Why?
I didn't know the particulars.
I think the girl wore braids, Doctor. If she did, could she have survived a blow that would have killed the 2 men?
Protection? Well, location of the wound would bear you out behind the ear.
Could she have been knocked unconscious, been thrown overboard, and then recovered enough to get back on? Could this have happened to the girl?
Are you suggesting homicide, Mr. Dollar?
I'm not sure. Then I'm not sure why perfectly good boats start sinking without survivors, either.
They have to make autopsy examination to determine the degree of concussion.
Well, that's why I asked. Are you going to perform one?
In the state of California, Mr. Dollar, except in cases of unquestionable criminal acts, autopsy is allowed upon only permission of the next of kin. Now, this contusion, well, it could have been sustained so many ways.
Yes, I know.
Matter of fact, arrangements have already been made to move the body into a private establishment.
Oh. Could you give me her mother's address?
Why, yes, I suppose so. But I'd be doing no more than saving you a search of the phone book.
What is it you want?
Mrs. Caruso, I'm the man that found your daughter.
Oh. Then why have you come here? You shouldn't know my grief.
I do, Mrs. Caruso, but I'd like to talk with you if I could.
What is there to say? I don't want to see you. There is no room for sympathy.
I didn't know anything about your daughter, but I'd like to. I'd like to hear about her.
Why do you do this?
Because I don't think her death was accidental.
Oh, go away. Why do you say this? My girl, she never did no wrong.
I didn't mean that, Mrs. Caruso. Please, may I come in?
All right. It's my house. I'm sorry. It's not cared for. There have been so many things today.
Well, I won't stay long.
She was a good girl. She was going to marry Chester. His father was with them. She was going to marry Chester. Oh, we hoped it so much, Antonia and me, that it would be a good marriage.
Mrs. Caruso.
We always dreamed. We were good people, only poor. We give everything so Antonia will be better. She was so beautiful. She was going to marry Chester.
I'm sorry to bother you at a time like this.
Now, she's gone. I saw her.
I saw her, too. And I want to learn why she's gone. Now, Mrs. Caruso, is there any reason that you can think of why there should have been trouble on this trip in the McNeil boat?
Oh, no. They go many times. They love the boat. They go many times, always with his father to take care of them. He loved her, too. My daughter, he called her. She was going to marry his Chester. Be so happy.
Please, Mrs. Caruso.
Oh, my Antonia. Antonia. Please, go. You know my grief. Leave my house. Leave my house.
I left her house and drove back to Millard Snell's hotel. It was 7 p.m., and I hoped we could get to Crocker, the West Coast agent for Arrowcraft, before the night was out. But I found Snell white-faced when I opened the door and too anxious to show me the front page of the evening paper.
I didn't know where to find you, Dollar.
For what?
And you haven't heard. Fred Crocker, the Arrowcraft agent. He was killed this afternoon.
How?
It says traffic, hit-and-run victim. But I don't believe it. Look at this.
Violence in another form preceded the tragedy, the story said. Crocker's sales office was entered earlier today in a bold daylight strike. The interior was wrecked, but whether or not the entry was for purposes of theft has not been ascertained. The writer didn't make any definite statements. But reading between the lines, you knew that he was exploring the possibility that revenge was at the bottom of both the violence and the tragedy. That those who had lost family or friends in the Arrowcraft sinkings had wrecked Crocker's office and then killed him. But remembering the bruise behind the Caruso girl's ear, I didn't believe that either.
To make every day more enjoyable, treat yourself often to refreshing, delicious Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum. The lively, full-bodied real mint flavor cools your mouth, moistens your throat, freshens your taste. And the chewing itself gives you a little lift, helps you keep going at your best. So for real chewing enjoyment that's refreshing and long-lasting, always keep Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum handy. Healthful, delicious, Wrigley's Spearmint Gum will make every day more enjoyable. And now, with our star, Edmund O'Brien, we return you to the second act of Yours Truly, Johnny Dollar.
Snell and I drove out to what had been Crocker's sales office. A sheriff's deputy met us outside and took us in.
Give you some light if... Oh, there's a switch. Well, not as bad as it could be. At least the drawers aren't dumped.
These are from a file cabinet. We'll start here.
What are you looking for?
Crocker's sales records.
Sales records?
The names and addresses of all the people who bought Arrowcrafts from him. I don't think we'll find it.
I don't get you.
We've got a theory that those boats didn't just sink, that they were boarded, that the people who've been lost were slugged before they were drowned, and that the boats were scuttled. What do you think of it?
Why would anybody set out to wreck aerocraft?
Well, that I don't know. Probably because they're linked to something important. Maybe something or somebody is on an aerocraft and somebody else doesn't know which one.
Here's the sales folder, Dollar. It's empty, all right.
Sure it is. That gives them the location of every aerocraft between here and San Diego. Sheriff, nobody has said where Crocker was when this place was entered.
They don't know yet. You got a theory?
Yeah, that he was here. Yeah, that after the list of names and addresses was taken, he was dragged out of here and killed with a car for the same reason the others have been killed. Because alive, they might have been identifying witnesses.
Well, they say everybody's got a right to his own opinion, but that's too crazy for me.
Well, I don't blame you. It's too crazy for anybody. Maybe so crazy it'll never be cleared up. Expense account item 2, $112 cost of entertainment that same night for as many members of the press as I could get hold of. They listened to my theory, agreed that it was unbelievable, but worth printing on the grounds of sensationalism. The story made the morning editions, most of the papers slanting it towards warning the aerocraft owners listed in Crocker's stolen records. But it didn't look so unbelievable because it had a companion piece. A night watchman at one of the yacht clubs lay near death from gunshot wounds after apprehending a prowler aboard an aerocraft. The prowler was being held at the county jail. Who is this guy, Sergeant?
Jerry LaBarber's the name he uses. We put a search on him last night. He's one of those things you call a known hoodlum because nobody's been able to pin much on him. Known to the police in Las Vegas, L.A., and San Diego, to name a few. Here he is. I hope you had better luck with him than we did.
If you meant that, you'd leave me alone with him for the rest of the day.
Sorry. Off the bunk, LaBarber. You got a visitor. On your feet. Stand up.
Okay, hero, you got me up. What's the matter with you?
What's missing, LaBarber?
What?
What's lost? What were you looking for on the aerocraft? Come on, who are you working for?
I'm out of work. Why don't you save your breath?
How many of the other killings were you mixed up in?
What are the killings? I get into a scrape with an eager night watchman, and now you talk about pinning other killings on me. What is this?
Who are you working for?
I'm out of work.
You could do yourself some good, you know.
I'm not complaining, am I?
You were off to a pretty good start. Even if that watchman lives, you're going to be tried for assault with intent to kill. That's a long rap. You might make it shorter by using your head.
Is that a promise? Don't make me laugh.
You're a sucker, LaBarber. But this is a promise. I'm going to see you charged for Crocker's murder.
Who's Crocker?
And I'm going into the business of searching aerocrafts myself. Don't be stupid. Why not put the blame where it belongs?
Blame for what?
Okay, Sergeant, I've had enough.
So have I.
I wonder how long it takes to get that way. And for what?
I could buy and sell you, you cheap tin star.
Well, what do you think?
He's covering for somebody, isn't he?
Hank, you're right. You shouldn't have tipped your hand so much about searching the boats. Word's going to get out.
Out of a jail cell?
He called for a lawyer, one of the hot men from L.A. We can refuse him visitors, but not a private session with a criminal who happens to be his lawyer.
Oh, I'd like to hear that one.
You should. It's going to put a bigger bullseye on your back than that newspaper story did.
There was no trouble that day, and no progress. We had time to contact 2 aerocraft owners that afternoon and went aboard their boats. Nothing came of it but a feeling of frustration because we didn't know what we were looking for, how large or small it was, whether to empty fire extinguishers or break open batteries. That night the news broke that the night watchman had died of his wounds. Snell and I made an attempt at eating dinner and took a bottle of cognac to my room to see what it could do. The phone call came at 9:30. Hello?
Hello?
Well, this is Dollar speaking. Who's this?
I'm in a phone booth, so don't bother trying to trace this call. It's about the boat trouble.
All right. What about it?
Not over the phone. You have to come up here.
Where do I meet you?
I've got to be careful. You'll know why when I talk to you. You have to come alone.
What else?
There's a place called Leeds Bar. It's on Long Beach Boulevard, 3 blocks up from the beach. You'll see the sign.
I'll find it.
You can make it in an hour. But you've got to be alone.
I will be.
All right. 11:15.
What was that?
Some girl says she wants to talk about the Arrowcrafts. Wants me to meet her in Long Beach.
Don't be ridiculous. You're not going.
Somebody has to do something.
Nothing as foolhardy as this. You've been expecting them to make a move. Here it is. You don't for a minute think she's telling the truth.
I won't find out sitting here swilling brandy with you. I wasted 10 minutes in Newport circling through alleys and side streets to shake any tail that might have been put on me. And then I headed up the Coast Highway. At exactly 10:45, I was ordering a drink in Leeds Bar. It arrived simultaneously with a metallic nudge in the ribs from a man who had taken the stool on my right.
Drink it, Dollar. We've got to go.
I was supposed to get a message from a girl.
You've had it. Come on, drink up.
All right.
Now leave. I'll meet you outside the door.
Do I get to talk with this girl?
She's outside.
Okay.
This way. Here's a car. No, you get in the front with her. I'll get in back.
Where to now?
Just a little way. You weren't followed?
I made it a point not to be. Huh? You wanted to talk.
Yeah, I do. I don't know what's going to happen to me, but I don't think I care anymore. It's been like I killed all those people who've died.
Take it easy, honey.
You mean their deaths are your fault?
Sort of, yeah. I mean, I could have stopped it, but I was afraid to because one of his men would have killed me. And I thought he'd stop me for this.
He? Who do you mean? Hey, watch what you're going.
You better stop, Gwen. This is as good a place as any.
Yeah. I didn't go to the police because I have a record. And he's so powerful, he could have made it look like blackmail and it wouldn't have gone any farther.
Who is so powerful?
George Masterson.
George Masterson, who's he?
He seems like a businessman. He owns a line of furniture stores. I've known him for 3 years. It was one of those things where every once in a while I'd learn something about him. Until I finally understood what he really was. And he knew I did.
What kind of payment do you expect for what you're telling me?
Dollar.
I hadn't thought of money. I swear I hadn't.
All right. Go ahead.
Masterson's as far outside the law as you can get. Narcotics, jewels and furs, aliens, Mexican gold, anything. He runs the West Coast for a combination that has headquarters in Italy.
Who knows this?
I do. And I wrote it all down. Ways to prove it. Like the names he uses for all his bank accounts to evade income tax. All of it. That's what he's been looking for on those boats.
Well, then he was
Writing
afraid...
it down was the only way I could think of to protect myself. He was afraid of me. Because I knew so much about him. He was going to have me killed. We were in Mexico when I told him, Ensenada. When he didn't believe me, I showed him a copy. I told him I'd hidden the original on a boat I'd visited, and that if he killed me, I had a way of letting the police know which one.
Which one is it?
I was lying to him. I didn't put it on a boat. I was lying. Arrowcraft was only a name I remembered. When he asked me, I said Arrowcraft.
You mean there's nothing on those boats and 16 people have died?
I know. I know I was wrong. I should have. But when you're scared, you only think of yourself.
Don't, Gwen, honey. You'll be all right.
This paper you say you wrote, where is it?
I have it here. I want you to take it.
Now, get out, Dollar. I want to take her home.
I didn't fully believe her until I had finished reading her denunciation of George Masterson after they'd left me. But by the end of it, I knew that in my hands was the hottest document in California. I knew that hundreds of rotten lives could be crumbled and millions of dollars in criminal traffic could be stopped. And it did away with the possibility of any suit against Arrowcraft or your company. But it wasn't enough. I should have gone to the authorities with it then. Instead, I took a room for the night and mailed it to the FBI in the morning. Then I went after Masterson. I found him in a plush office in one of his furniture stores.
Here. Just a moment, sir. You can't go in there. Miss Masterson.
What's the meaning of this? You're announced before you get in here.
Not this morning, Masterson.
I'm sorry, sir.
Get somebody to throw this man out. What's the matter with you? Who are you?
Johnny Dollar, working on the Aerocraft sinkings. Gwen Thomas. I've read her statement.
I don't know what you're talking about.
About 16 deaths. The FBI can have you for the rest. But I want you for those 16 deaths.
Get away from me.
Get away from you!
Stay away from me.
Get up!
Listen to me.
Come on, get up. As far as I was concerned, that was it. The girl was placed under protective custody by the FBI and the district attorney, who had worked out 75 counts on Masterson's indictment before I left. It's too bad that all of the next of kin of the 16 dead can't sit in the jury box. Expense account item 3, same as item 1. Expense account total, $940.20. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Remember, friends, to make every day more enjoyable, treat yourself often to refreshing, delicious Wrigley Spearmint Chewing Gum. There's lots of cooling, real mint flavor in every stick. And chewing Wrigley Spearmint helps keep you feeling fresh and alert. You feel better, work better, get more fun out of doing things. So indoors, outdoors, wherever you go, keep some healthful, refreshing Wrigley Spearmint Chewing Gum handy. To make every day more enjoyable, treat yourself often to delicious Wrigley Spearmint Chewing Gum. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, stars Edmund O'Brien in the title role and is written by Gil Dowd and David Ellis, with music composed and conducted by Leith Stevens. Edmund O'Brien can soon be seen starring in the Columbia Pictures production 711 Ocean Drive. Featured in tonight's cast were Gene Bates, Howard McNear, Clayton Post, Harry Bartell, Hy Averback, John McIntyre, and Jeanette Nolan. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, is produced and directed by Jaime Del Valle. The makers of Wrigley Spearmint Chewing Gum invite you to join us next week at this same time when, from Hollywood, Edmund O'Brien returns in another adventure of
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Bob Stevenson speaking. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
From Hollywood, it's time now for Edmund O'Brien as
Johnny Dollar.
This is Mrs. Ernest Caldwell, Mr. Dollar.
Oh, yes, Mrs. Caldwell. I'm the investigator your insurance company has hired to look for your son.
Yes, I understood that from the message you left. Howard is dead, Mr. Dollar.
When did you learn this?
I don't have to learn. It's one of those things a mother feels. My son was a part of me. And when he died, I felt it.
Oh, I see. Well, an insurance company is bound to operate from a basis of facts, not intuition. If you're going to be in this afternoon, I'd like to drop by and talk to you about them.
Edmund O'Brien in another adventure of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Home Office, Britannia Life Insurance Company, Hartford, Connecticut. The following is an accounting of my expenditures during investigation of the Howard Caldwell matter. Expense account item 1, $6.50 transportation round trip between my Hartford apartment and the Caldwell country estate. From every angle, inside and out, the place looked more like a museum than a dwelling. And Mrs. Caldwell struck me as the mother of all the answers as to why boys leave home.
I don't know why Howard left. I simply can't understand it. No mother could have been more devoted than I. Except at school, I never left him alone for a moment. I made him share everything with me. I protected him and I advised him. And yet...
Yeah. Well, now let's get these facts in order. Name, Howard, age 23, left here for San Francisco, California about a year ago. What was he doing in San Francisco?
Oh, he was studying to be an artist. In a rather deceitful way. He knew I didn't approve. He told me he wanted to go to the coast to see a football game. Then he wired me that it had been delayed. And the next thing I knew, this letter arrived, saying that he'd met some people out there, that he didn't need any money, and that he'd enrolled in this art school. I didn't believe it. I knew he was in trouble then.
What's the name of the school?
The Orlando School of Art. I wrote and begged him to come back, and he answered that he thought it would be better if he didn't, as if he were being threatened.
Why would anybody threaten him?
Well, I don't know. He told me very little of what he was doing. That's why I knew he was in trouble, because we always shared everything. He'd never kept secrets from me.
I think you're exaggerating this thing, Mrs. Caldwell.
I tell you I'm not.
You haven't told me any one thing that I can...
What should I think when he writes that I'll never see him again? When he tells me not to go to the police because it won't do any good? That he's gone to another life? Here's a letter. Read it for yourself.
The letter did say that. The date on it was a week old, and it went on to make other vague references to danger and death. But a statement that the mother had ignored came to my mind closest to the truth. Howard Caldwell had written, "If I had been mentally equipped for life as other people are, this wouldn't have happened, and I could have lived."
Britannia Life Insurance Company, Mr. Nathan's office.
This is Johnny Dollar. Is he in?
Oh, yes, Mr. Dollar. Just a second.
Well, Dollar, that was a quick trip. What do you think of Mrs. Caldwell?
Well, that's neither here nor there. How'd she happen to come to you?
Her lawyer advised her to. We carry a big policy on the son. The lawyer told her that putting the problem in our lap is the best way to do it. And there was something about a letter advising her not to go to the police.
Yeah, I read it.
Well, we ordinarily don't do this sort of thing, as you know, but it's a matter of $200,000. Did it sound like suicide to you?
Well, it sounded vague. He's been writing his mother a lot of double talk that she's been interpreting in her own motherly way.
Uh-huh.
He was supposed to come home this summer and didn't. I don't know what to make of it. If you want to find out anything, you won't get it from her.
Could you go out to San Francisco?
Oh, sure, but let's not share this with Mrs. C. She'd probably beat me out there. Expense account item 2, $200 airfare and incidental costs, Hartford to San Francisco. Expense account item 3, $170 cab fare from my hotel, the Bellevue, to the last known address of Howard Caldwell, a brownstone in a row of brownstones on Taylor, a street that climbs one of San Francisco's 7 hills. The apartment house manager was in and would oblige.
Well, he hasn't been here for a week and a half. I've been taking his mail up to his apartment, but his box gets so full they can't get any more in.
The apartment is still in his name?
He paid up 3 months in advance.
You mind if I look it over?
Well, I suppose it's all right if you're trying to help it. It's up here.
Mr. Caldwell say anything to you about leaving?
Well, no, he didn't. I hope there isn't any trouble. But you'd think he'd come for some of his clothes if there wasn't, wouldn't you?
They're still here?
I couldn't help noticing after he'd been gone so long, without a word.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, this is it. 22. After you.
Thanks.
There's all his mail on the table. I hope everything's all right.
He's a nice, likable young man.
Know any of his friends?
Well, no, I don't. I expect he had some, though. He was out at night lots. He never came home drunk or anything, no.
Well, if you don't mind, I think I'll run through the place. I won't be long.
Well, I suppose it's all right as long as I'm here.
After I'd finished, I knew very little about Howard Caldwell that I hadn't already known. The letters on the table were, as to be expected, all from his mother. A drawer in a bedside table gave me something too odd to be ignored. 25 or 30 match folders, all from bars or restaurants, all empty of matches, and each marked in pencil with a date. The earliest, May 4th, 1950. The most recent, September 12th. A closet gave me a portfolio of sketches from various perspectives, and they looked like a brunette. Nothing else in the place seemed to point in any direction, so I copied the addresses on the match folders and helped myself to 3 of the most descriptive sketches. Expense account item 4, $1.30 cab fare to the Orlando School of Art.
How do you do? I'm Beatrice Orlando. Did you wish to see me?
Yes, I'm a private investigator from Hartford, Connecticut. I'm here trying to locate a student of yours.
Howard Caldwell.
That's right. You're fast.
Not at all. I take a personal interest in my student. It was so strange the way he just stopped coming to class. He was doing so nicely and seemed to enjoy his work. Is he in trouble?
I don't know. I wonder if you could tell me which of his classmates were personal friends of his.
Well, I don't think any of them were.
Here. Look at these.
Oh. Yes, that's Howard's work. Excellent, don't you think? And that model, she must be a gorgeous girl.
Isn't she one of your models?
I only wish she were. Remarkable, the lines and planes.
Yeah. Do you think she's real?
Drawn from life, of course. No wonder he didn't bother to make friends here.
Expense account item 5, $45, see enclosed bar tabs. That night I started making the rounds of the addresses I'd copied from Howard Caldwell's collection of dated match folders. They led me from San Francisco's North Beach section to another area called the Mission, across the bay to the city of Oakland, and back to San Francisco. The only pattern I could set up was that none of the joints were worth remembering. They were neighborhood bars, as a rule, and the routine in each was about the same, except at the one called the stop sign.
Is the drink all right, mister?
Yeah, it's fine. Say, I wonder if you could help me.
How?
I'm looking for an old friend of mine. I understand he used to come into this bar. Here. Here's a photograph of him. Name's Howard.
No. No, I don't remember him. I got a mind for faces, too.
And then look at this. It's only a sketch. Have you ever seen a girl who looks like this?
It's a gag.
No, it isn't. Makes you think it would be.
You mean this is a drawing of a real dame?
That's right.
And for 10 or 20 bucks extra, I can have the genuine photograph to hang up behind my... Get out of here.
Wait a minute. Has somebody tried to sell you a deal like that?
You're the first, and I can tell you won't go over in this town.
I'm not trying to sell you anything.
Well, then go someplace else and don't try. I never saw the guy or the dame, and I don't expect to. Good night.
Hey, let me see a picture, will you?
Sorry, Mac, it's private.
Wait a minute. Maybe I know who she is.
Why should you?
Because I know everybody that comes to this bar. If her boyfriend's name is Howard, I bet I know him.
That's what I said it was.
Did you say it was Caldwell?
Where can we talk?
Come on, outside.
You know where Caldwell is?
Yes, sucker, I know where he is. Keep it quiet.
Hey.
We'll both keep it quiet, huh? I'll take this out of your ribs if you play ball.
That's a deal.
Up to the corner, then, and across the street. Now across that parking lot. The yellow club coupe. Don't bother memorizing the license number. It's phony. Here he is.
How are you? I'm fine. Thanks for asking.
Get in the back.
We could drive out toward the beach, JB. What do you think?
That's better in here. I'll swing over to Fulton and take that out.
How'd you get the addresses of these bars?
How did you find out about me?
We've been waiting for somebody to show up. Been watching his apartment. We saw you go in and then tailed you to that school.
Is Caldwell alive?
Yeah, but he won't stay that way if people start prying.
Why not?
Who hired you?
I'm a private investigator. I'm not supposed to tell people things like that.
We aren't getting any place, are we? Now, look, from where you sit, how is it going to hurt you to tell us? You're working for the old lady?
His insurance company. They carry a policy on it.
Well, lay off, JB. It's not funny.
The devil it is. Stupid jerk.
Watch it, JB, will you? I've only got one thing to say, Dollar. Stop looking for them. Leave things the way they are. I'm giving you the best advice anybody could. Drop it. Go on home.
Can't do it. I'm stuck. You ought to understand that. It's my business. If I give up on one job, I'll never get another.
Yeah, I guess you got a point at that. Drive him back to his hotel, JB. It's Bellevue, isn't it?
Yeah, wait a minute. Yeah, what is it?
It's 5:30. The early edition seeing the streets.
What? Who is this?
You'll remember when you wake up. Go buy an Examiner. Page 1. Headlines.
Yes, sir.
Huh? Send me some coffee, will you? And the early Examiner.
Yes, sir. I think the coffee shop is just opening.
A couple of cigarettes later, room service arrived. The headline read, Syndicate head found slain in auto trunk. Benjamin Miller, Western gang chief, shot to death. I didn't see how there could be any connection between a dead mobster and the Howard Caldwell matter. But that only proves how wrong an investigator can be.
In just a moment, we will return to the second act of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Edmund O'Brien. But first, some more of radio's greatest stars check in at CBS The Stars address this Sunday night. The first you'll hear are Amos and Andy. Then a little later this Sunday, we welcome Red Skelton back from summer vacation. With Joey Adams, Eve Arden, Jack Benny, and Corliss Archer already on hand to bring you great comedy, be sure you add Amos and Andy and Red Skelton to your Sunday night listening dates, starting this Sunday over most of these same CBS stations. And now back to our star, Edmund O'Brien, and the second act of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
The story under the headlines went on to explain that Benjamin Miller's body had been found in an abandoned car after a phone tip at 11:15 the preceding night. The chief had been shot to death approximately a week before. It was feared that an underworld war would be touched off by the killing, since Eastern operators allegedly had threatened to force Miller out of business on the West Coast. The police had decided to play a waiting game. No lead in all that. But on page 4, there was a picture. Ben Miller in happier days. At his side stood a brunette that matched the one in Caldwell's sketches point for point. Nora Rush, with an address on Ardmore Street in Los Angeles.
Yes, sir.
Does this hotel have a travel agency?
It's only 6, sir, and they haven't opened, but maybe I could help.
Well, I want to leave for Los Angeles as quickly as I can. What plane is there?
Oh, I can tell you that. Just a moment, please. Sir,
Yeah.
United Airlines have a flight leaving in 45 minutes.
Can I make it?
It'll be close, sir. I could phone for you and get space if possible.
Oh, I'll thank you later, Angel. Just one more thing. If I get any calls, you don't know where I am, huh?
Yes, sir.
Expense account item 7, $5 cab fare and $5 tip for a taxi driver who got me to the airport in 20 minutes. Item 8, $20, United Airlines to Los Angeles. And item 9, same as 7, taxi trip to Nora Rush's Ardmore Street address. I arrived there at 9:15. She was still in a robe when she answered the door, but the trace of makeup, which was all she needed for her face, and the soft hairdo, made me wonder if she was expecting me.
There's certainly no reason to be anything but truthful. Yes, I've been expecting you. Won't you come in, Mr. Dollar?
Thanks.
Come in here.
You have good friends in San Francisco.
Yes, I have. Very good friends. Just put your coat any place and sit down.
Thank you. Well, then I take it they've told you why I'm on the West Coast.
Yes. You've come to look for Howard Caldwell. There's coffee. Would you like some?
No, thanks. I've had plenty. Do you know where he is?
No, I don't. No, I don't know where he is. I don't know.
Oh, come on now. Stop that.
Why did you go? Why did you go?
That was the end of the test run. I rattled around the rest of the place for almost an hour while I waited for her to come out of the bedroom. I didn't feel like snooping, but I couldn't help seeing a framed photograph that had been hastily hidden under a mat on the piano. It was young Caldwell, but not the subdued, dead-faced kid in the picture I'd gotten at his Connecticut estate. Instead, a guy with some enthusiasm in his friendly eyes. I was in the kitchen drinking the coffee when she came out.
What are you doing?
Waiting for you?
Why don't you leave?
Well, if I did, somebody else just like me would show up. Maybe he'd make you unhappier than I do. That kind of a racket.
I sympathize with you.
You should. You put me on the defensive.
I hadn't noticed. How did I do that?
You started by posing for some sketches. And you're stronger in person.
You saw them?
Yeah. They're in the hotel room in San Francisco. Or at least, that's where I left them.
Who else saw them?
A few bartenders and his art teacher.
Oh, that little fool. He told me he destroyed them. Did you say bartenders?
Yeah. He had a match folder collection all dated from a series of nondescript hideaway-type bars.
Oh, how could he have been so stupid?
Could he have been in love?
Well, he didn't have to go out of his mind. He lied to me. He told me there was nothing to link us together.
What's the difference if there is?
Because Howard killed Ben Miller. And nobody will believe it now.
Why won't they believe it?
It was my gun.
Registered?
Yes.
Where is it?
Howard has it hidden. I loved him and all that. But the true story has... Oh, you've got to believe.
You haven't told me.
I will, Mr. Dollar. I have to sit down.
All right, come on, over here. How did you meet Caldwell?
I was going with Ben Miller. Not because I thought anything about him, but he was so powerful out here, and I'd just come from Chicago.
Caldwell?
Well, it was one of those parties. Some of the models from the Orlando school were invited just to fill out. It was Howard's school, and one of the girls had talked him into coming. That's when we met. There was something about him. I don't know.
This was in May, I take it.
I think so. Spring, anyway. He was supposed to go home for the summer and didn't. I'd meet him in these bars, and he'd come to my place when Ben was out of town. He wanted to sketch me, so... But that's not important. Ben saw me meet him and followed us to my apartment.
This was at your place? You had an apartment in San Francisco?
Yes. Ben hit me, and Howard went for the gun and killed him.
He knew where you kept the gun?
Yes.
Why?
Well,
how did he know?
In case he ever needed it.
Miller's body was found stuffed into the trunk of a car.
You don't believe me, do you?
Well, there are little things like how did he manage to get the body into the trunk of that car, and how did he manage to steal the car?
I'll tell you. He had help. Everybody knew that combination from the East was moving in on Ben and would kill him if they had to. So they've been trying to help Howard. And he was all right till you came out here.
Oh, that's a pretty good setup. Ben Miller would be checked off as a gang killing, the kind they so seldom get around to solving. When it cooled off, you could take up where you dropped him.
I didn't kill him.
A plural you. You're all in it. But I can't quite figure it.
What?
Why those two friends of yours who picked me up last night would go to bat for a worthless Eastern aristocrat.
They want to help him.
Why?
Well, because he's my friend. Why should anybody take a rap for killing a man like Ben Miller? You don't want him to die for it, do you?
Do you?
Of course not. We're trying to help him. What are you going to do?
Well, the Frisco police are combing the city for leads on the scene of the murder weapon, and a definite link between dead man and killer. I seem to be sitting on all three.
You aren't going to the police.
That depends on how fast you tell me where Caldwell is. I want to hear his version of the story.
I don't know where he is. I told you that.
Yeah, I know you did.
Wait now, please. Wait just a minute. Please. But just a minute, please.
Oh, will you stop it?
Just listen to me. I know what you think of me, and I know you don't believe me. But I wish you would, just for a little while.
How long?
An hour or so. My brothers are flying down. They'll be here by noon.
Brothers?
The men you met last night. I wish them before you do anything. It won't be a mistake.
I wish you had hit me over the head with something.
That's a funny thing to say.
Well, what I mean is that kind of trouble makes me mad enough to fight.
Oh, there they are, Johnny. I'll go.
Wait a minute. Sit down. We're back in business again, Gorgeous. Sorry. I'll let him in.
All right, go ahead, you stubborn jerk.
Come in. Where's the other one?
Stayed in Frisco. Sorry I couldn't get here faster, honey. Are you all right?
I'm all right, Al.
Did you tell them how it happened?
Yes.
She told me and we made a deal. I wouldn't phone the police until I talked to you. Still stands.
Can I get you anything, Al?
Yeah, a drink would help.
All right.
Look, Dollar. For some reason, my sister fell for this kid. I guess it was the first time in her life that something decent came along for her. He wanted to marry her. And it fell to pieces when Caldwell lost his head and shot Ben.
What really happened, Al?
Ben made a lot of threats and stirred up all the mud in Nora's life. She tried to stop him, he slugged her, and that was it.
Were you there?
No, I wasn't there, but that's what happened. Leave it alone, Dollar. Ben had the finger on him anyway. Why not let it cool off?
There are a number of reasons. Unfortunately, I'm burdened down with a vague but heavy thing called ethics. It says so on my license. Another thing, if I forget it, it makes me an accessory to the killing. But most important at the moment is the fact that I'm not sure that Caldwell is guilty.
Keep coming, Dollar.
It would make more sense if you were protecting your sister instead of that punk. Would you agree?
It's not true.
Stay out of it, honey.
Isn't that why all of you have been working so hard to keep me away from Caldwell? Because you don't want me to hear his pitch?
Okay, I'll take you to him. He's here in Los Angeles.
Al.
For the drinks. I'm giving ground, Dollar. What do I get from you?
You've already gotten it. I didn't call the police.
Somebody is going to blow your head off one of these times, Dollar. There's a car in the garage, honey. This is it. Upstairs.
Quite a come down for a scion type.
That's a good spot for him. You could live in this part of town for 100 years, and nobody would know who you were or what you were unless you wanted them to. Up front here. Howard. Howard. It's Al, Howard. Howard.
What about it, Al? What's this?
They told him not to leave.
No clothes. This is an empty room, Al.
This is where he was. You can check downstairs. He used the name Harris.
Save it, Al.
There's only one place he'll go, to Nora's.
I'll try the rest of this without you. You've got nothing but a mouthful of lies. I don't want any more of them. Come on, get out of my way. Caldwell here?
Yes, he's been here all morning. He came right after you did and hid outside. He's like a crazy man.
Where is he?
In the bedroom.
You stay here. My first sight of the all-important Howard Caldwell was not a pleasant one. He was face down on the bed, his head buried in a pillow, and his body shaking with sobs. It took 30 minutes of treatment, some of it not too gentle, to get him into a chair in a reasonably sane state.
I'm glad you came. I'm glad you found me. I'm glad to talk to somebody who isn't stupid.
I want you to calm down, Howard, and tell me what happened.
What happened? You know her, and I do, too. She didn't want to marry me. She wanted to marry my respectable name. Money.
Who killed Ben Miller?
I did. I killed him because I didn't know what else to do. Because I lived with these people, these low-class people, and I began to think like them. Because I've never thought for myself all my life. I've never done anything before. Anything. I killed Ben Miller, and it's the only thing I've ever done all by myself.
Why did you risk all this to protect him?
I don't know. Because there was something that drew us together. He was lost, and so was I. And I figured it was my fault. I'd drawn him into my life. He hadn't drawn me into his. I thought I owed it to him. But he's a snob, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm afraid so.
He called me a tramp. But I guess when you take a guy like him, who wants to get away from his kind of life, and a dame like me who wants to get away from her kind, and neither one can figure it out. What can you expect but trouble?
I guess she summed it up as well as anybody could. I turned him in for murder, and those who try to help him as accessories. It's for the legal brains to decide whether the policyholder will live or the executed. Expense account item 10, $200, miscellaneous. Item 11 is item 2, transportation back to Hartford. Account total $1,050. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, stars Edmund O'Brien in the title role and was written by Gil Dowd with music by Wilbur Hatch. Edmund O'Brien may soon be seen in the Paramount picture Warpath. Featured in our cast were Lorene Tuttle, John McIntyre, Bob Sweeney, Hy Averback, John Daner, Gene Bates, and Jeanette Nolan. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, is produced and directed by Jaime Del Valle. Join us next week at the same time when, from Hollywood, Edmund O'Brien returns in another adventure of...
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
This is Roy Rowan speaking. Stay tuned now for Vaughn Monroe's Caravan, which follows immediately over most of these same CBS stations. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
From Hollywood, it's time now for...
Johnny Dollar.
Pat McCracken, Johnny, Universal Adjustment Bureau.
Well, hi, Pat. What's new?
I've got a problem.
This is new? Pat, every time you call me up, you've got a problem. What is it this time?
Johnny, did you ever have any trouble getting rid of money?
Getting rid of... Look, Pat, this is the thing I do best.
Well, not so here.
What do you mean?
I got $25,000. I've been trying to give it away for 2 weeks, but I can't.
Just a minute. Let me take the phone.
Huh?
For a minute, I thought you said you were trying to give away $25,000 and couldn't.
You heard me correctly.
Boy, you have got a problem. I'll be right over.
Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account. America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
And now, Act One of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Home Office, Universal Adjustment Bureau, Hartford, Connecticut. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the Shy beneficiary matter. Expense account item 1, $1.20 for a cab from my apartment to the offices of Universal Adjustment, where Pat was waiting for me, looking very snide.
Oh, this is a real twist, Johnny. Usually beneficiaries are beating down my door to collect. This one is playing it real coy.
What's the deal, Pat?
Well, it starts out real simple. 2 weeks ago, a Miss Helen Gaisworth died.
Huh?
Insured for $25,000. Beneficiary, a man named Elijah Summers.
So?
Well, that's where my trouble starts. Nowhere Elijah.
Can't locate?
Can't locate. No trace whatsoever.
Well, what have you done so far?
Well, the usual, Johnny. We've checked death lists, advertised in the newspapers. All I've come up with is nothing.
Where did you advertise?
New York. That's where Miss Gaysworth lives.
Uh-huh. She have any relatives?
None, as far as we can determine.
Any idea who this Elijah Summers is, or why she picked him as beneficiary?
Well, the only lead we've got is something Miss Gaysworth's landlady told us.
Oh, what's that?
Well, apparently this Miss Gaysworth was something of, an eccentric. Lived alone in a dingy apartment, felt that the world was pretty much against her.
Oh?
All except Elijah Summers. Landlady heard her mention him once or twice. It seems he's been nice to her sometime in the past.
How?
That I don't know. Neither does the landlady.
She have any idea where he could be? What he's doing? If he's even alive?
No. But if he is, he's entitled to $25,000, so we got to find him.
Hey, you don't have much to go on, Pat.
Correction, Johnny? You mean you don't have anything to go on?
Expense account item 2, $36 even. Transportation and incidentals to New York City. I saw the landlady. Miss Gaysworth had moved in 6 months ago from somewhere a few blocks away. 3 hours later, I'd located the somewhere a few blocks away. There, I learned only that she'd, moved in from somewhere else a few blocks away. Gradually, however, a picture arose before my mind of a sweet little old lady drifting from place to place alone, and, well, I felt sorry for her. I also felt sorry for me because nobody along the line had ever heard of Elijah Summers. Finally, I turned up her first landlady in New York. She remembered Miss Gaysworth mentioning something about having come from San Francisco. She thought. Item 3, $167.20 plane fare and incidentals to San Francisco. Item 4, $9.50 newspaper ads in the San Francisco papers. Frankly, I wasn't very optimistic, but that's where I was wrong, because the very first day I got results. The results, incidentally, were blonde with brown eyes.
Mr. Dollar?
Yeah.
I'm Janet Blake. May I come in?
Oh, sure.
Thank you.
What can I do for you, Miss Blake?
You're the one who ran the ad about Elijah Summers.
Yeah, that's right.
Has he answered it?
Not yet.
Do you have any idea where he is?
No, none at all. That's why I advertised. Look, are you related to Mr. Summers?
No. I'm a friend of his.
Well, have you any idea where he might be, Miss Blake?
Have you ever heard of a little town called South Fork, California?
No.
It's on the Yuba River, up in the Sierras, in what used to be some of the gold rush country.
You think Elijah Summers might be up there?
Maybe.
What makes you think so?
Just call it a hunch, Mr. Dollar. Just a hunch.
Item 5, $27.50, a rented car to take me to the town of South Fork. There was just enough inhabitants to keep it from being called a ghost town, a collection of ramshackle buildings at a fork in the river hemmed in all around by the mountain ranges. I looked up the local law, a big, beefy, slow-talking deputy sheriff named Rollins.
Elijah Summers?
Yeah, that's right. I'm looking for him.
Well, who's I?
My name's Dollar, Johnny Dollar, insurance investigator.
Looking for Elijah Summers, huh?
That's the general idea, yeah.
Well, good luck, Dollar.
What do you mean?
I'll tell you. You find Elijah, you let me know, huh?
Okay. Why?
He's wanted for murder.
Act 2 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment.
Our flag now numbers 50 stars, and behind each star there stands yet another flag, representing one of the 50 states. Rhode Island state flag is white with an anchor, first used as a colony symbol in 1647. The motto Hope was added in 1664, when the government was organized under a charter from King Charles II. A circle of 13 gold stars were added for the original 13 colonies. This is the flag of a unique colony and state, which carried out a most noble experiment in freedom. The Royal Charter of 1663 reads, "To hold forth a lively experiment, that a most flourishing state may stand and best be maintained with full liberty and religious concernment." Rhode Island state flag, the flag of the 13th state to enter the Union, was adopted on May 19th, 1897.
And now, Act 2 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the shy beneficiary matters.
Elijah Summers was so hard to locate? After all, a man who's wanted for murder isn't exactly going to make himself conspicuous.
How come you want to find Elijah Dollar?
He's a beneficiary of a life insurance policy, Sheriff, $25,000.
I'm afraid the dough's not going to do him much good.
Maybe not.
Oh, sure, he's got to be brought in, tried, and convicted, but I figure that's largely a question of time.
When did this killing take place, Sheriff?
Last year.
Here in South Fork?
A ranch about 3-4 miles east of here. At Jess Tyler's place.
Is Tyler the one who was killed?
Yeah.
Well, what happened?
Well, Sir Elijah always was a funny old duck. Jess Tyler kept him around the place a couple years, sort of a hired hand.
I see.
Now, from what we could piece together, Elijah and Jess got in an argument about some work Elijah wasn't doing very good. Elijah went plumb crazy, shot Jess, and took off in the hills.
I see.
Jess's widow took it pretty hard for the better part of a year. I guess it was Ben Watts finally pulled her out of it. They was married just a month ago.
Oh?
She and Ben are living on the ranch. Straight out of town to the east up on a rise.
Okay.
Can't miss it. Figure on going out there.
Yeah, I thought I might. You any idea where Elijah might have gone?
Matter of fact, I got a pretty good idea.
Yeah?
Over the next range of mountains is a place called Tough Luck Canyon. A couple of hermits in there panning gold.
Gold?
Well, they get maybe $3-4 worth a day. Enough to live on. Now, I got me a hunch Elijah's holed up somewhere in there.
Have you been up there after him?
2-3 times.
Well?
Well, someone's got to be careful. That Elijah's a mean shot with a 30-30. Jess Tyler found that out. Besides, there's lots of places up in there for men to hide.
Uh-huh. So you've given up on him?
Dollar, I don't give up on no man. Elijah stays up there long enough, he's going to get careless. One of these times I go up there, I'll get him.
I got into my car and drove out to the Tyler Ranch where his widow Clara and her new husband Ben Watts were living. They were expecting me.
Sheriff Rollins phoned us you were coming, Mr. Dollar.
I doubt if there's much we can add to what he's already told you about Elijah and the killing.
Well, I'm sure you don't enjoy talking about it, Mrs. Watts, but
I don't mind any more, Mr. Dollar. Time has a way of taking care of most things. Of course, I still can't help feeling sort of bitter about Elijah. But I also can't help feeling sorry for him.
Yeah, sure, I understand. I gather that Mr. Tyler always treated Elijah pretty well.
Yes, he did. It kept him around here when it really didn't pay to.
Uh-huh. Then how could Elijah turn on him that way?
Well, Elijah was always pretty unpredictable, I guess. No one really knows what the argument was about.
Mr. Watts, how would I get to Tough Luck Canyon?
You? You mean you're going after Elijah?
I'd like to try.
I don't think that's a very good idea, Mr. Dollar.
Probably not. But why not?
Could be dangerous for you.
Maybe.
And why do it?
My job.
I've been thinking about Elijah a lot lately. An old man like that somewhere up in that canyon out in the open, in the cold. It just isn't right.
Yeah, well, anyway, how do I get there?
As the road takes off a mile or so from here, you'll see it marked. Winds up through the mountains to about 3 hours' hike from Tough Luck Canyon.
Okay, thanks.
Just one thing, Mr. Dollar. This Elijah, he's a good shot.
I know.
Yeah, so do I. Put a 30-30 slug in my shoulder once.
When was that?
Night of the killing. I was living on the next ranch over at the time. I was one of them that took off after him. He winged me from 200 yards.
Oh?
I tell you for a fact, Mr. Dollar, he can shoot fast, he can shoot straight.
With those cheerful words from Ben Watts ringing in my ear, I drove back to town. Item 6, $35.40 for some camping equipment. I figured I'd be spending a couple of nights out in the open. I found the so-called road they told me about. Finally, it just sort of petered out among the trees and rocks up near the timberline. I started hoofing it. 3 hours later, I was over the ridge and working my way down the western slope of Tough Luck Canyon. Suddenly, I stopped. Yeah, somebody was trailing me. I crouched behind some brush and waited. Then I lunged. Hey, wait a minute. You're the girl who answered my ad about Elijah in San Francisco.
Mr. Dollar.
Janet. Janet Blake, isn't it?
Oh, I'm afraid I lied to you about my name, Mr. Dollar. It's really Janet Tyler.
Tyler? Just Tyler, the man Elijah killed.
He was my father.
Well, what are you doing here? Decide to take the law into your own hands, maybe?
You don't understand. I don't want to harm Elijah, but he must be found and brought back.
Well, I'm with you there.
Then stay with me, because I think I can lead you to him.
Look, Janet, we're nearly at the upper end of this canyon. Now, what makes you think Elijah's around this neck of the woods?
Well, years ago, Elijah brought me up here. There's a little pocket in the rocks. It's almost a cave.
Yeah?
He liked it. Said it was his place. I recognized the landmarks.
Get down. Well, Janet, looks like we finally located Elijah. The hard way.
Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment.
It is a very well-known fact that symbols are important to men everywhere. Whether they be symbols of country, religion, or honor, they're a cherished part of the culture and tradition of all peoples. As in almost all countries of the world, the people of Spain are very religious. And in the Spanish town of Vendrell, the people were having difficulty with a symbol. A 300-pound angel sitting on top of a 150-foot church steeple. The angel had been there since 1784 and needed repairs to keep it from falling down on the heads of the parishioners. But 150 feet is a long way up, and 300 pounds are a lot of weight to bring down. Now, there was a great deal of head-scratching over the problem until someone casually mentioned the problem to someone else who happened to be stationed at the United States Air Force Base in Zaragoza, Spain. It wasn't long before visions of a helicopter came to mind. Because Americans like to help other people everywhere, the Air Force whirlybird lifted the angel from the church steeple, brought it down for repairs, and later returned it to its perch. So grateful were the people of Vendrell for this act of friendly cooperation that they held a mass celebration of American Day to show their appreciation. Television and newsreels carried the story of kindness. So did the newspapers and magazines throughout Spain. This gesture on the part of the United States Air Force created a new symbol, a symbol of friendship and understanding. It became a symbol of freedom, the right of all men everywhere.
And now, Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the Shy Beneficiary Matter.
Yeah, we'd found Elijah Summers, all right. He was somewhere in the rocks above us there in Tough Luck Canyon. And I knew the minute Janet and I poked our heads up, we'd collect a slug. He had us pinned down, but good.
Johnny, you think maybe it's...
Stay down. Now, look, Janet, I still don't understand why you were so anxious to find Elijah.
Johnny, you've heard him shooting at us.
Yeah, you're right.
What kind of shots do they sound like?
Rifle. Matter of fact, a small caliber rifle.
A 22, maybe? Like this?
Where'd you get that 22 slug?
This came from Elijah's gun the night my father was killed.
But he was killed with... Hey, wait a minute.
That's why I want to talk to Elijah.
That's a good idea, and so do I, but how?
I think you'll still remember my voice. Let me try.
Okay, but be careful.
Elijah? Elijah?
Who's that?
Janet.
Yeah, go on.
It's Janet, Elijah. Janet Tyler.
Miss Janet?
That's right.
Who's that with?
Dollar, Elijah. Johnny Dollar. I want to talk to you. I'm your friend.
I know you don't.
Please, Elijah, he's telling you the truth. We don't want to hurt you, but we must talk to you.
That's the truth, Miss Janet?
Yes, you know I've never lied to you.
You there. Dollar. You got a gun?
Yes.
Toss it out in the open where I can see it.
Well, if we've guessed wrong about Elijah, we're dead.
I just know I'm not wrong about him.
I sure hope not. Okay, here it is.
Now stand up and come out into the open.
Okay.
Elijah.
Hello, Miss Janet.
Oh, Elijah, you look terrible. Have you been up here all this time living like an animal?
Oh, don't you worry about me none. I've been getting along pretty good up here.
By the looks of you, you haven't been getting much food.
Enough to keep my eyes sharp, mister. Oh, I see that deputy sheriff fella come poking around here a time or two. He didn't even come close. And if he had I could have potted him easy with this.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about, Elijah. That rifle of yours.
It's a good one, Miss Janet. I remember when you gave me it 2-3 years ago for the grounds crew.
Elijah, have you ever had any other rifle besides that 22?
Nope.
You're sure about that?
Of course I'm sure. You see, yeah, I've took good care of it, too. I kept it clean and polished.
Yeah. Look now, Elijah. Have you ever used any other rifle besides that one?
Nope.
Janet, your father was killed with a 30-30.
I know, Johnny.
That 22 slug you showed me a while ago. You said you got it the night your father was killed, that it came from Elijah's gun.
I saw someone pry this slug out of his own shoulder the night of the killing. He threw it away. He didn't notice I was watching. Later, I heard him tell it around he'd been hit with a 30-30 slug.
You mean your stepfather, Ben Watts?
I was confused at first. I didn't understand. Then it came to me. Ben Watts was the one who'd killed my father. Elijah was probably trying to protect Dad and shot Ben with his 22.
Yes, there was a big fight, Miss Janet. I don't just remember what all happened, but except all of a sudden they was chasing me. I run.
Sure. Ben figured he could pin the killing on somebody like Elijah who wouldn't have a chance proving his innocence. Elijah, have you seen Ben since you ran away?
Oh, sure. Oh, Ben's come poking around here, too, every so often. But I'm too smart for him.
Yeah, sure. It figures, Janet. Elijah's a threat to Ben as long as he's alive. So Ben comes hunting up here every now and then.
It's horrible.
Well, of course, I got to be real careful, because I only got a 22, and he's got a 30-30. But he'll never get old Elijah. Believe you me, he won't get old.
Elijah!
Get down and keep quiet. The shot had come from a clump of rocks more than 100 yards away. I scooped up my automatic where I'd thrown it on the ground and started circling slowly, trying to get around behind the clump of rock. I'd almost made it when my foot slipped and sent a rock down the slope. He popped up then, ready to shoot, but lucky for me, his first look was toward the rock instead of me. He saw his mistake swinging his rifle toward me, but he was too late.
Johnny!
Yeah, right here, Janet. How's Elijah?
Shoulder. He's all right, though. Johnny?
Yeah, it's Ben Watts, all right.
Is he still alive?
Oh, yeah, he'll keep. Long enough. Expense account total, $410 even. Remarks? Well, I turned Ben Watts over to the local law. And I helped old Elijah fill out his claim for the $25,000 insurance money Miss Gaysworth had left him. It ought to keep him real comfortable for the rest of his life. You know, Pat, once in a while I get the feeling that this job of mine is worthwhile after all. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Our star will return in just a moment. Our flag now numbers 50 stars. And behind each star there stands yet another flag representing one of the 50 states. Alabama's state flag is white with a crimson cross of St. Andrew, the symbol of the Confederacy and the national flag of Scotland. Alabama's state capital, Montgomery, served as the first capital of the Confederacy, and it was on the steps of its Capitol building that Jefferson Davis took the oath of office as President of the Confederated States of America. The Scottish cross is in the form of an X, or saltire, and is also found on the state flags of Georgia and Mississippi. Perhaps it is the independent, rugged spirit of the Scots that recommended its national symbol to the Confederacy as a symbol of its rebellion. Alabama's state flag, the flag of the 22nd state to enter the Union, was adopted on February 16, 1895.
Now, here is our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, the most cockeyed case I ever worked on. Not one of life, but death insurance. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood. Written by Robert Rife, it is produced and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in our cast were Virginia Gregg, Jeanette Nolan, Larry Dobkin, Jack Crucian, Russell Thorson, and Howard McNear. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Dan Cubberly speaking. From Hollywood, it's time now for
Johnny Dollar.
Pat McCracken, Johnny, Universal Adjustment Bureau.
Hi, Pat. What's on your mind?
$75,000.
Yours or somebody else's?
Johnny, ever hear of the Subala diamond?
Sabala. Yeah, matter of fact, I have. It's a pink diamond, isn't it?
That's right. One of the companies we represent wrote a $75,000 policy on it. The owner of the stone, a jeweler named Joseph Wentworth, was trying to sell it.
So?
So last night, the Subala diamond was stolen.
I'll be right over.
Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of a man with the action-packed expense account. America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Universal Adjustment Bureau, Hartford, Connecticut. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the Rolling Stone matter. Expense account item 1, $1.20 cab fare from my apartment to the office of Universal Adjustment Bureau. Pat McCracken gave me what additional dope he had, which wasn't much, and I headed for New York. That's item 2, $26.40, and the apartment of Joseph Wentworth.
I was just released from the hospital an hour ago. They kept me overnight for observation.
Nothing serious, I hope, Mr. Wentworth?
No, I was hit on the back of the head. At first, they suspected a skull fracture, but it was only a slight concussion.
Well, you're lucky.
Practically my total assets stolen, and you call it lucky.
You mean the Sabala diamond?
I borrowed heavily to purchase that stone, Mr. Dollar. I'm afraid I'm just about ruined.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, it was insured for $75,000.
You don't understand. The insurance money will barely cover the loans. The diamond wasn't insured for its full value.
Oh, I see.
And what's worse, I had a customer for it. I was almost ready to close the deal. Could have gotten at least $100,000, maybe more.
Try to tell me exactly what happened, Mr. Wentworth.
Last evening, Eloise stopped by the shop at 6. We were going to have dinner together.
Eloise?
Eloise Barnes, my fiancée. I started to close up, and I remembered I'd forgotten to put some things in the safe. She went down the street a ways to hail a taxi, and I went back inside.
And left the front door unlocked?
I must have. I was in a hurry. I opened the safe, then I heard a sound behind me. I started to turn, but too late. That's the last I remember.
The police figure out what you were hit with?
Yes, a heavy brass candlestick in my shop. Then when Eloise brought me to, the Sabala diamond was gone.
Just a minute. You say Eloise brought you to?
Yes. You see, when I didn't come right back outside, she started wondering what had happened. She came in and found me lying on the floor.
Uh-huh. How long have you known Eloise, Mr. Wentworth?
About a year. Why?
Mind giving me her address? I think I'd like to talk to her. Expense account item 3, $1.80 cab fare to Eloise Barnes' apartment. Eloise looked, if anything, more expensive than the Sabala diamond. And I had the feeling that underneath that lovely surface, she was almost as hard. Her gray eyes never left my face as we talked, and I got the impression she had neatly weighed me, cataloged me, and put a price tag on me.
Afraid I can't help you much, Johnny. Joe Wentworth apparently told you all there is to tell about it.
You were out looking for a taxi at the time Wentworth got slugged.
That's right. I feel sorry for Joe. That was a lot of diamond to lose.
Must be quite a stone.
If you go for those things. I don't know. I guess some people really have a thing about diamonds.
But not you, huh?
All right. Just happens there are a couple of things I prefer.
Like what?
Like money and mink.
Huh? But now, according to your fiancé, you
Just a minute. According to my what?
Your fiancé, Wentworth.
Well, Johnny, that may be his idea, but it's not mine.
Well, you're not engaged.
Joe's been very nice to me, and I like him. But we're just friends, so far as I'm concerned.
Oh, yeah.
I'm afraid I'm not the engaged type, Johnny. I've tried it once or twice, but it didn't work. Seems to interfere with my hobby.
Your hobby?
Yes. Having fun. What's your hobby, Johnny?
Well, at the moment, trying to find the Sabala diamond.
Then what?
Well, I have been known to have fun now and then.
Johnny, I hope you find the diamond real soon.
The invitation was printed in large type, but this was no time for an RSVP, especially since I remembered Wentworth mentioning a customer who had been anxious to buy the diamond just before it was stolen. I called Wentworth and got the man's name, Gerald Mantell, who had an apartment just off Fifth Avenue in the East 70s.
Ah, yes, Mr. Dollar, the Sabala diamond. An exquisite stone. The pink radiance of it when it caught the light. Positively hypnotic. Such a pity it was stolen.
Mr. Wentworth tells me he was negotiating with you for the sale of that diamond.
That is correct. Unfortunately, we had reached a stalemate yesterday. You see, he wanted more than the diamond is worth.
Well, maybe that's a matter of opinion.
Mr. Dollar, I am a collector and a connoisseur. I know what such things are worth.
Oh, yes.
I only hope it'll be recovered before Friday. It would make things so much more enjoyable for me.
What happens Friday?
I'm leaving for Europe.
Oh? Business trip?
Not really. As a matter of fact, more of an impulse than anything else.
Uh-huh.
Anything wrong with that?
Well, Mr. Mantell, that's a good question.
Act two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment.
Our flag now numbers 50 stars, and behind each star there stands yet another flag representing one of the 50 states. Alabama's state flag is of St. Andrew, the symbol of the Confederacy and the national flag of Scotland. Alabama's state capital, Montgomery, served as the first capital of the Confederacy, and it was on the steps of its Capitol building that Jefferson Davis took the oath of office as President of the Confederated States of America. The Scottish cross is in the form of an X, or saltire, and is also found on the state flags of Georgia and Mississippi. Perhaps it is the independent, rugged spirit of the Scots that recommended its national symbol to the Confederacy as a symbol of its rebellion. Alabama's state flag, the flag of the 22nd state to enter the Union, was adopted on February 16, 1895.
And now, Act two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar and the Rolling Stone Matter.
I went back to my hotel, stretched out on the bed, and went over the whole thing in my mind. Eloise, who liked the things that money could buy, and who supposedly had been looking for a taxi while Wentworth was slugged and the diamond lifted. Then there was Gerald Mantell, the collector, who was now suddenly leaving for Europe. Yeah, could be either of them. Johnny Dollar.
You looking for the Sabala diamond, Mr. Dollar?
Who's that?
Well, that doesn't matter. I know where the diamond is.
Oh, where?
Not so fast, Dollar. I'm sure the insurance company you represent would pay quite a bit to get that stone back. The question is, how much?
Oh, there's a bigger question than that, friend. Whether you're on the level or not.
Suppose I can show you the case the diamond was kept in. Would you be convinced then?
Maybe.
Antonio's bar on East 53rd?
Yeah.
Maybe there in an hour.
Now, wait a minute. How'll I know you?
I'll know you.
Hey, wait a minute. Item 4, $2 even drinks at Antonio's while I waited for my telephone buddy to contact me. A half hour went by, nothing happened. Then somebody came in and went to a corner booth.
Not the person I'd been expecting, but just as interesting. So I went over. Hello, Eloise.
Johnny. Sit down.
Oh, thanks. Expecting someone?
All sorts of people. But this is a pleasant surprise. What brings you around here?
Business, I thought.
You know, Johnny, you've got a one-track mind. Always business. With that attitude, you miss a lot.
I don't doubt it.
Oh, here you are, Eloise. Oh, why, it's Mr. Dollar.
Well, Mr. Mantell.
Sit down, Gerald.
I didn't know you two knew each other.
Oh, yes, we've been friends for years. As a matter of fact, it was Eloise who told me about the Sabala diamond.
Oh? You didn't tell me that, Eloise.
You didn't ask me, Johnny. Oh, Gerald, the head waiter seems to be signaling to you.
That's so I see. I'll be right back.
Well, look, Eloise, I think I better be getting along.
Don't leave, Johnny.
You've got a date with Mantell.
He just wanted to have a drink with me before he left for Europe. I told him I was meeting Joe Wentworth here, so he said he'd stop by for a minute.
Did Wentworth know that you and Mantell are old friends?
I saw no reason to tell him, Johnny. Joe's very tiresome about things like that.
You mean he's jealous?
I wonder what happened to Gerald.
This trip he's taking to Europe, I gather he got the idea rather suddenly.
Gerald's very impulsive that way.
Yeah. Well, I'll be getting along, Eloise. Looks like the man I came here to meet isn't going to show.
I can't imagine what's keeping Joe. I'd say we've both been stood up, Johnny. Maybe we should do something about it,
Well, as I told you right now, the only thing I have on my mind is...
I know. That diamond. A girl could get tired of waiting, Johnny.
Eloise, I don't think you've ever waited very long for anything. See you later.
I'll count on it, Johnny.
Dollar?
What? Oh, Wentworth. We were wondering what has happened to you. Mr. Dollar, I'm certain you're a very efficient investigator, but it seems to me that you've questioned Eloise all you need to.
Oh?
Or have your conversations with her now reached the unofficial stage?
Oh, now look,
If
Wentworth.
that is the case, and I suspect it is, I'd better remind you that Eloise...
Maybe I'd better remind you of a couple of things, Wentworth. In the first place, you...
Mr. Johnny Dollar?
Yeah, over here, waiter.
Dollar? Oh. Mr. Dollar, it's a note and a package for you, sir. Gentleman just left it with me.
Did he give his name?
Oh, no, sir, no. But he was a short man, stocky, and he wore a gray suit.
Okay, thanks. Here you go.
Oh, thank you.
As I started to say,
Hold
Dollar...
on, will you, Wentworth? Couldn't take a chance contacting you. Somebody was following me. Contents of the package will show you I know what I'm talking about. We'll contact you later.
What's this all about, Dollar?
It's from a man who phoned me a couple of hours ago. If it's what I think is, then this package... Yeah. Empty jewel case. Your name on it, Wentworth.
What? That's the case I kept the Sabala diamond in.
Yeah. See you later, Wentworth.
Where are you going, Dollar?
Back to my hotel room and wait to hear from him. I went outside and started for the corner to grab a cab. As I passed the alley, I spotted something sprawled on the ground. A body. It was Gerald Mantell.
Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment.
The way a man conducts himself at ease or under stress shows what he's made of. It shows his character under the strongest light. This is particularly true when a man becomes a prisoner of war. One of the points of the code of conduct of the American fighting man says, "If I become a prisoner of war, I will keep faith with my fellow prisoners. I will give no information nor take part in any action which might be harmful to my comrades. If I am senior, I will take command. If not, I will obey the lawful orders of those appointed over me and will back them up in every way." The very essence of the ideals set forth in those words were displayed by Commander, later Rear Admiral, Richard Antrim in April 1942, while a prisoner of war in Macabre, Dutch East Indies, during World War II. Acting instantly on behalf of a naval officer who was subjected to heavy punishment, Commander Antrim boldly tried to quiet the guard and to persuade him to discuss the charges against the officer. The guard refused. Tension increased. The entire enemy prison force was faced by 2,700 Allied prisoners. An order was given to continue the punishment. Suddenly, Commander Antrim, at the risk of his own life, stepped forward and volunteered to take the remainder of the punishment. This sudden move got a roar of acclaim from the inspired Allied troops and so amazed the enemy that both men were spared any further indignities or punishment. Commander Antrim's heroic and unselfish conduct brought about better conditions for the prisoners and earned new respect for American officers and men. Commander Richard Antrim upheld the highest ideals of an officer and earned for himself the Medal of Honor.
And now, Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar and the Rolling Stone Matter.
Mantell, come out of it. Come on.
My head.
Here, I'll help you. All right, easy now. Are you okay?
Yes.
Oh, who did it?
I don't know, Dollar. The head waiter told me a taxi driver wanted to see me outside. I came out, but there was no cab in sight. I thought he might be at the corner, so I started walking.
Past the alley here?
Yes. Mr. Dollar, why would anyone want to beat me up?
I can think of one possibility, Mantell.
Yes?
You wanted the Sabala diamond pretty badly, but Wentworth wouldn't sell at your price.
Are you suggesting...
I'm suggesting you lifted the diamond and somebody was trying to get it back from you just now.
But I don't have the diamond. I never did.
Maybe you know where it is.
No, I swear I don't. As for getting beaten up just now, I'm every bit as much in the dark as you are.
I didn't know whether he was telling the truth or not, but I had no proof he was lying. Item 5, $1 even, a pot of coffee in my hotel room while I tried to pull some threads together, but they didn't pull. If Mantell had the stone, who'd phoned me and sent the empty jewel case to convince me he had information? How did he fit? Yeah, coming. Oh, Wentworth, come in.
Hey, Mr. Dollar, I have some information that will interest you.
Yeah?
Yes, first, though, I owe you an apology for, well, flying off the handle when I saw you with Eloise at Antonio's.
Okay, so you're touchy about Eloise. Now, what's the information?
Well, just a few minutes ago, a man telephoned me at my apartment.
Huh?
Yes, I think he was the same one who phoned you and sent the empty jewel case.
Well, what'd he say?
That he knew where the diamond was, and for a price would furnish the information.
Ah. Now, I wonder why he suddenly switched negotiations from me to you.
Well, perhaps he thought it too dangerous to continue with you.
Yeah, maybe. Speaking of danger, I wish I could locate this character before something happens to him.
That's the point, Mr. Dollar. I think I know where he is.
How?
Well, he must have placed his call to me through a switchboard, because I heard an operator in the background saying, Hotel Macefield.
Hotel Macefield, huh? Thanks for the lead, Wentworth. I'll check with you later. I headed for the Macefield and described the man I was looking for to the desk clerk. The clerk said his name was Krause, that he'd checked out that morning. This I didn't get because he'd called Wentworth from the hotel shortly before. I had the clerk let me into Krause's room, hoping I could find some lead on where he'd gone. I did. A scratch pad with the imprint of a pencil still visible. A phone number and a name, Cathcart Hotel. I headed there fast and was referred to room 413.
What?
Hello, Krause.
There must be a mistake. My name is Collins.
Don't give me that. Your name's Krause, and you're the guy who phoned me and said he had information about that diamond.
Oh, no. That's wrong.
Oh, come on. Let's quit playing games. When you called Wentworth a while ago, he found out the name of the hotel.
It's a lie. I haven't talked to him since...
Yeah, that's what I thought. Wentworth lied about that phone call. Why? Because he hoped I'd find you for him. But you had talked to him earlier. Yeah, the theft of that diamond was rigged between you and Wentworth, wasn't it? And you slugged him to make it look legitimate. Well? Yeah. But now you're hiding from Wentworth. Why? What happened to your cozy little partnership?
It was blackmail, Dollar.
Wentworth.
Don't move, either of you.
Well, Wentworth, it looks as though I figured you right. You thought I might have better luck finding Krause than you had, so you gave me his last known address and followed me. Now, what's this about blackmail?
I thought I could trust you, Krause.
Look, I wasn't really going to blackmail you. You got to believe that.
I think I get it now. Krause was supposed to turn the stone over to you after a decent time had elapsed. Instead, he held on to it and tried to blackmail you about your being involved in the fake robbery. That's why he pretended to open negotiations with me, to scare you into buying.
Yes, but you made a big mistake, Krause, trying to blackmail a desperate man. I had no money to pay you. I needed every cent from the insurance and from what we'd get for the stone when it was cut and sold.
Why, Wentworth? Why'd you need the money? For Eloise?
For Eloise.
Does she know about all this?
No, she knows nothing about this. But she wants so many things. And I want to give them to her. I've got to hold on to her.
Brother.
No, you wouldn't understand. You don't know what it's like when a girl like that gets into your blood. You're willing to do anything.
Like a couple of murders, Wentworth? You willing to add them to your list, too?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Oh, now, look, put that thing down. Why don't you stop kidding yourself about Eloise?
She loves me, Dollar. I tell you, she loves me.
Are you kidding? She told me what she loves. Mink and money. How long do you think she'd stick with you after the money ran out?
Get back. Stay where you are.
You're a thief and a fool, Wentworth, but you're not a killer.
Stay away.
So you just better give me that gun right now.
Oh.
Thanks.
You're right about Eloise. I guess I always knew it, but I just couldn't face it.
You just did.
And you were right about me, Dollar. I'm no killer.
You want to know something, Wentworth? I wasn't sure about that at all. Expense account total, including the trip home, $146 even. Remarks? Krause handed over the diamond. He and Wentworth are both in custody. It was Wentworth who beat up Mantell for hanging around Eloise. And Eloise, last I heard, she was going her merry way, having fun, as she calls it. I never did accept her invitation to join her after the diamond had been recovered. And I'm not about to. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Our star will return in just a moment. Our flag now numbers 50 stars, and behind each star there stands yet another flag representing one of the 50 states. The origin of Hawaii's state flag has been the subject of much debate. It is now believed that it was the work of foreign advisors to King Kamehameha. Legend also has it that it was designed at the request of King Kamehameha by George Beckley, an English sea captain. The flag consists of 8 horizontal and alternating stripes of white, red, and blue, representing the 8 major islands in the chain. Also represented is the British Union Jack, a reminder of Captain Vancouver, who on his voyage around the world in 1794 gave King Kamehameha a British flag and the promise of British protection. The Union Jack is also a reminder of Captain James Cook, who discovered the Hawaiian Islands in 1778. Hawaii's state flag, the flag of the 50th state to enter the Union, was adopted in 1845. Now, here's our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, well, the title of the yarn is The Ghost to Ghost Matter, and the story lives up to it. So join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood and is produced and directed by Jack Johnstone. Today's story was written by Robert Stanley. Heard in our cast were Virginia Gregg, Larry Dobkin, Forrest Lewis, Edgar Barrier, and Don Diamond. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Dan Cubberly speaking.
United States Armed Forces Radio and Television Service.